but he does know that he's going to be their biggest cheerleader while this playoff push is continuing. While he has not gotten into the lineup and won't get into the lineup tonight, but that biggest cheerleader is going to continue to be the case, coming off a 107-point season in the Ontario Hockey League. Let's get to tonight's Flame Strategy, brought to you by Spruce It Up Garden Center. Spruce up your indoor and outdoor space this spring. Visit Calgary's largest full-service garden center. Spruce it up, green it up, prune it up. They've got you covered. And now with some Flame Strategy, here's the voice of the Flames, Derek Wills.
Joined by Flames defenseman Zayn Perk, and since you joined the team on the road last week, you've been up in the press box to watch a few games as they fight for a playoff spot down the stretch. Your takeaways as this team continues to battle and is still alive going into game number 81 tonight?
Yeah, really competitive team. They won't go away, like Huss says, and just being around the boys has been nice. Really good guys, and kind of treated me like I've been here all year.
Yeah, whether or not you play in a game this season, how much do you think this could help you going into next season? You know, getting a feel for the team and for the facilities and what it's like to travel in the NHL.
Yeah, for sure. Starting to get acclimated with the NHL lifestyle and enjoying my time here. So, hopefully I could take a few lessons from this and get up to speed.
Obviously, it's an exciting time to be around the Flames right now. But as far as you're concerned, how anxious are you to get into a game? I guess you got to be kind of torn because you want to play, but you want the team to continue to play for a playoff spot here.
Yeah, I hope the boys make playoffs. I think that's what I'm worried about. Whether I get it in or not, it's not going to really matter in 10, 15 years. So, I'd love to get in for sure. But the best feeling is when, you come down and you're giving the guys fist pumps and you're seeing them all happy. So,
do you feel like you have to stay ready just in case?
Yeah, sure, I guess. We'll see if I get in or not, and I hope I don't, so that which it means they keep winning. I'm looking forward to watching tonight, and hopefully we're going down to LA, and there's a chance.
You're coming off another outstanding season. Led the CHL in goals and points by defensemen again. Do you feel like you continued to build your game as you prepare to turn professional potentially next season? Yeah, I watched the Memorial Cup game last year and on the plane the other day when I was flying into Anaheim because I had nothing else to do. But, I just kind of see the strides I've taken. I'm 5 times the player I was a year ago, and it's really exciting for me to see. I'm continuing to develop, and hopefully next year I'm ready to crack a roster spot. The golden point totals were there again, but what strides did you take this season? How did you continue to develop as a player that's getting ready to turn pro at some point? Yeah,
I think I developed as a leader the most this year, and took on a leadership role in Saginaw. And the points are and the goals are good, but I've learned to play on the other side of the puck and check and defend, and I'm going to continue to get better at it because I have to. But I put on a lot of weight too this season and a lot of muscle, so I saw my game take strides.
And do you feel like that weight, that muscle helped you in the defensive aspects of the game?
Yeah, for sure. Especially on breakouts, I think I noticed most. I wasn't getting hit off the puck, and I could take a bump then make my next play, and wasn't getting blown up as much.
Obviously, you don't want to look past Game 81 or Game 82, especially if that one means something. But looking ahead to the offseason, what's going to be important for you over the summer to prepare yourself for training camp in the preseason and to hopefully make this hockey team to start 25-26?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to a long summer, something I missed out on last year. And unfortunate too, but fortunate enough that this year I'll get a longer summer and more time in the gym. So I'm looking forward to that, and just continue to work on my skating, continue to put on muscle, and go from there.
Last one for you, Zayn. You've had a chance to watch a few games now. What do you think is going to be important for the Flames in this do-or-die game against a really good Golden Knights team tonight as they continue their push for a playoff spot?
I think that's a question for us. But, I'm just looking forward to watching and learning, and, hoping for the best at the end of the day. I hope they pull out a win tonight so that, they're going into LA and they're able to, still be in the fight.
Zayn, it's been a lot of fun to watch you take morning skates with the team. Unfortunately, there hasn't been a lot of practice time for you to kind of ramp up your game that way, and we're all excited to see you play, whether that's this season or next season. We're looking forward to it. Thanks for doing this, and good luck to you and your Flames teammates against the Golden Knights tonight.
Thank you.
That is Zayn Perk. He won't play tonight, but that is Zayn Perk with his observations on a little Flame strategy tonight, brought to you by Spruce It Up Garden Center. As we're just over 10 minutes away from puck drop tonight, it's the Flames and Vegas Golden Knights here at the Scotiabank Saddledome. My name is Pat Steinberg, and our last stop before we wrap up our Flames warm-up pregame show is our out-of-town scoreboard, brought to you by your Alberta Ford dealers. Lease a 2025 F-150 STX with the black appearance package during the Ford It's a Big Deal event. Visit your Alberta Ford store or Ford.ca today. Here's what's going on. The two games that matter for the Flames, one of them is not going well. Utah has had a miserable first period as Zach Bolduc has just scored on a 5-on-3 power play, and the St. Louis Blues lead Utah 4-0 after 20 minutes of play. So Blues up big after 20 at home to Utah. 4-rip is the score there. So that one not off to a great start. However, little better news in the other game. Minnesota tied 1-1 with Anaheim. So that game is all tied 1-1. Shots were even 12-12. Wild opened the scoring on a Marcus Johansson goal answered by Alex Killorn. So Ducks Wild tied 1-1. The Wild just need a point to clinch a playoff spot. The Blues need a regulation win to clinch a playoff spot. St. Louis leads 4-0 after 20. Wild Ducks tied 1-1 after 20. Other scores for you after 40. New Jersey leads Boston 4-3 as the Devils wrapping up their regular season. Toronto's got a 1-0 lead on the Buffalo Sabres early in the third period as the Maple Leafs tried to lock up top spot in the Atlantic Division and the number 2 seed in the Eastern Conference. After 40, Ottawa and Chicago are tied 3-3. The Senators have an outside chance. No, they don't. The Sens are locked into the number 1 wildcard spot. Never mind, but they're tied 3-3 with Chicago after 40. Columbus has a 2-0 lead on Philadelphia. That game early in the third. Columbus needs a regulation win to keep their playoff hopes alive. If they get it, though, they're still alive, and a good start so far. Early third, Blue Jackets 2, Flyers 0. Tampa Bay's got a 4-1 lead on Florida. That game in the second period, that looks like it could be a playoff preview, especially if the Maple Leafs win tonight. It would be Tampa, Florida in round 1. Washington leads the New York Islanders 2-0 late in the second period. And one more game still to come. Seattle welcomes the LA Kings. It's an 8:30 face-off this evening, and that's your out-of-town scoreboard, brought to you by your Alberta Ford dealers. Well, regardless of what happens out of town, the Flames have got to figure out their side of it and pick up the right result against the Vegas Golden Knights. And the way things are trending, that right result is going to have to be a win. And so Vegas and Calgary are just over 10 minutes away. It's game 81, and it's home game number 41. Let's have some fun, friends. Who knows where everything else ends up? That'll wrap us up on our Flames warm-up pregame show. Derek Wills, Megan Mickelson standing by. They'll set the scene for you around the corner for the 81st time this season. And for the 4th time against this opponent, it's Flames hockey. It's the Flames and Vegas Golden Knights. And it's all coming your way next. This is Calgary Flames hockey on Sportsnet 960 The Fan.
On air and online, this is your home of Calgary Flames hockey. Brought to you by Canyon Plumbing and Heating and South Point Toyota. Sportsnet 960, The Fan.
So, I've been thinking, Sirocco is just like Sriracha. It's hot and really popular right now. In fact, people can't wait to move into this wonderful master plan community. Sirocco offers everything from scenic golf course views to vibrant local amenities and over 5 kilometers of connected pathways. And just like Sriracha, Sirocco is extra spicy thanks to Homes by Abby, with front drive homes and 2 new duplex show homes now open. Come for a taste at homesbyabby.com.
We are Canadian, eh? Let's get in the garden with Spruce It Up. Seeds and grower supplies and starter plants are now in. We have houseplants, new pots, and home decor. Time to spruce up the yard, eh? Call our landscape design team to get your outdoor space ready for summer. Call our team at Prune It Up, as spring is a great time to prune your trees and shrubs. Want the greenest grass on the block? Call now to book your Green It Up lawn fertilizer. Spruce it up, green it up, prune it up. We got you covered.
All right, give me something big.
The Ford It's a Big Deal event is on.
Bigger.
Get a big truck and an even bigger deal. Love it. Now the details.
Right now, lease a 2025 F-150 STX with the black appearance package from $220 bi-weekly at 0% APR for 24 months with $43.75 down. That's like $110 weekly.
Now bring it home.
Plus, there's a $750 bonus for eligible Ford owners. Hurry into your Alberta Ford store. Visit Ford.ca today.
This is CFAC, Sportsnet 960 The Fan, broadcasting from the Groundwork Studio in downtown Calgary, the official home of the Calgary Flames, a Rogers Sports and Media radio station. Are you ready? Get loud, Flames fans. It's almost time to drop the puck. Let's head up to the broadcast booth with Derek Wills and Megan Mickelson, setting the stage for this matchup. Sportsnet 960, The Fan.
Live from the Sea of Red, Scotiabank Saddledome, Calgary Flames hockey is on the air tonight in their 41st and final home game of the regular season. It's do or die for Dustin Wolf and the 39-27-14 Calgary Flames, who need some help and probably 2 points to keep their Stanley Cup playoff hopes alive, versus Tomas Hertl and the Pacific Division champion 49-22-9 Vegas Golden Knights. In the Peter Maher Radio broadcast booth, sponsored by South Point Toyota, I'm Derek Wills, alongside two-time Olympic champion and two-time world champion Megan Mickelson on Sportsnet 960 The Fan, on sportsnet.ca/960, on the Sportsnet and NHL apps, and on SiriusXM NHL Network Radio. Well, it feels strange that a couple of games being played out of town are equally as important to the one that will be played here at Scotiabank Saddledome tonight. And we've got some bad news in one game and some not so bad news in the other game. The Blues up 4-0 following the first period in their game against the Utah Hockey Club. The Wild and the Ducks even at 1 as they get set to start the second. But, Mick, none of that matters if the Flames don't take care of their own business tonight. And they have played some really good hockey. They come in with a 2-game winning streak and a 6-game point streak. And we know they're going to have to stretch at least one of those 2 streaks in this game against the Pacific Division champion Vegas Golden Knights. But it's fun that game 81 means something for the Flames this season.
Oh, it really is. And you think back to the start of the season, and a lot of people would have predicted that the Flames would be nowhere near where they are right now. Like, yes, this is a great thing, but, you know, you look at these guys and how competitive they are, and as a team, there's no doubt that, yes, you know, you're happy that you're in this situation because, you know, athletes love playing in these games. They're the games that you really live for, but you know that these guys want more, and that they're going to leave everything out on the ice tonight to make sure that they do everything in their control to make sure that they continue to push.
You can never take a team lightly because, as we learned in Anaheim last Wednesday, the Flames had a 2-goal lead with less than 4 minutes remaining in the third period of that game and fell 4-3 in overtime to rebuilding Ducks squad. You can never take a team lightly, but the Flames do catch a break in the sense that the Golden Knights, who have clinched the Pacific Division, will be resting a number of regulars tonight, including Aiden Hill, Alex Pietrangelo, Jack Eichel, Noah Hannafin, and their captain, Mark Stone. But even when you subtract those guys from the Golden Knights roster, pretty good hockey team. Well,
and that's what they're known for, right, is just having a ton of depth from top to bottom, and you're still dealing with Tomas Hertl and Pavel Dorofeev, and then on the back end you've got Shea Theodore and Ilya Samsonov in net. So there's still a really dangerous Vegas Golden Knights team over there. But we've heard this team talk time and time again. It's all about the game that they play. We've seen them play really well against the Vegas Golden Knights if they're playing to their identity. That's getting pucks through the neutral zone into the offensive zone, establishing their forecheck, and then making sure that they're finishing on their chances. So regardless of opponent, regardless of who's out tonight for the Vegas Golden Knights, the Flames are going to have to be at their best, at their sharpest.
Well, in the last 2 games, we saw Jekyll and Hyde starts from the Flames. They were fantastic in that victory over the Wild last Friday, and then really a sluggish start in what was a win versus the Sharks on Sunday, but they had to battle back to pick up 2 points in that one.
What do you want to see from the Flames from puck drop tonight? What do they have to do to get off to a good start in this game against the Golden Knights?
Yeah, it seems like those starts are still something they're trying to figure out, and I called the game the animated game on Sunday, and it even looked slow off the start in animation. But, you know, for the Flames, you want to keep it really simple early on in a game, especially when your emotions and the adrenaline are really high in this game, as they should be. You want to get your feet moving, get a couple of puck touches, make sure that your passes are on. But like I said, keep your game simple and get to work early, get engaged early.
Well, the Blues are beating the Utah Hockey Club 4-0. The Wild and the Ducks tied at 1, and we're about to drop the puck here at Scotiabank Saddledome in the other game that is meaningful in the Western Conference playoff race. The Flames need 2 points in this game against the Pacific Division champion Golden Knights, and we'll start to paint the picture for you when we come back to the Peter Maher Radio broadcast booth, sponsored by South Point Toyota. We'll introduce you to the starting lineups and bring you the Eastside Dodge opening face-off. In the final home game of the regular season, it's the Flames versus the Golden Knights. First period action's coming up next. This is Calgary Flames Hockey on Sportsnet 960 and streaming on the Sportsnet app.
On air and online, this is your home of Calgary Flames Hockey. Brought to you by Homes by Abbey and Country Hills Ford. Sportsnet 960, The Fan.
The sounds of summer. Going camping. Hanging out at the lake. And you getting your sticky butt off that couch. Visit Canyon Plumbing and Heating to find the right Goodman air conditioner for your home before summer hits. Because, oh man, you're going to need it. Visit their 8,000 square foot showroom at 114 Ave Southeast.
The 2025 Honda Civic Hybrid is here, and it may sound too good to be true. With a 2-liter 4-cylinder backed by 2 electric motors, giving a combined 200 horsepower, it's our most powerful and fuel-efficient Civic ever. Plus, with a range of over 800 kilometers and available features like a Bose premium sound system, your crew will love it too. Huh, maybe it should be called the Civic 2.0. Redefine your drive with the 2025 Civic Hybrid. In stock now with rates from 2.99%. Visit prairiehonda.ca for details.
It's game time. You're listening to Calgary Flames Hockey on Sportsnet 960, The Fan. Glorious and free. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh, Canada, we stand on guard for
Michelle Lashidi with the Star Spangled Banner in O Canada as we welcome you back into the Peter Maher Radio broadcast booth, sponsored by South Point Toyota, high above the ice here at Scotiabank Saddledome in Calgary. Where for the final time in the regular season, the Flames will play inside of the Sea of Red. Tonight, they wrap up their 41-game home schedule versus the Vegas Golden Knights. Let's introduce you to tonight's starting lineups. We'll begin with the starters for Ryan Huska's Flames at forward. Awesome categories between Jonathan Huberdeau and Adam Klapka. On defense, Kevin Balls paired up with Rasmus Andersson. And in goal, it is Dustin Wolf. And starting for Bruce Cassidy's Golden Knights up front, William Karlsson's between Victor Olofsson and Riley Smith. On the back end, Braden McNabb's paired up with Shea Theodore. And in net, it is Ilya Samsonov. Just getting set for tonight's opening face-off. It'll be brought to you by Eastside Dodge. Hurry into Eastside Dodge or visit eastsidedodge.com to check out this month's incredible specials and tell them Lanny sent you. Puck has been dropped and we are underway with the first period of play here at the Saddledome. Flames with their home red jerseys on with yellow and white trim are moving from right to left. Eddie radios. Here come the Golden Knights in though. Karlsson is shot and he's stopped by Wolf 15 seconds in.
Not the way the Flames want to start this one, and just a head of steam coming down the right side as Karlsson blows right by Kevin Ball, and Dustin Wolf has to make a really sharp save on this play as Karlsson looked to tuck it 5-hole there, and that's a big save early on from Dustin Wolf.
Maybe help him get rid of whatever nerves he's got going into the biggest game of his NHL career. Flames with a defensive zone draw and bounce the puck to the Golden Knights blue line. By the way, the Golden Knights with their road white jerseys on with steel, gray, gold, and red trim are moving from left to right on your radios in this opening period. They did so quickly on their first shift. Puck out to center. It is picked up and dumped in by Victor Olofsson. He missed the last couple of games due to illness, but he was really good in the last game between these two teams. He had 1 assist and a career-high 9 shots in just 12 minutes and 38 seconds. And the Golden Knights 3-2 overtime victory over the Flames back on April 5th, so they're happy to have him back.
Bruce Cassidy's talked about him quite a bit and just how happy they've been with him. I mean, you mentioned the offensive side, Wilsey, but also just talks about his care on the defensive side of the puck as well and how good he's been in that area.
Face-off coming up to Wolf's right. Tomas Hertl wins that draw, back to the left point. Puck slid into the near corner. Mackenzie Rieger will pick it up and lift it off the glass. And now Michael Backlund will play it to Jonathan Huberdeau, who gives it back to the Flames captain, who speeds it up the right wing side, walks into the corner, backhands it in behind Samsonov's net. Joel Hanley out the left point. Will lock it in behind the net now as Caden Korzak scoops it up and tries to clear it out. Backlund knocks it down and keeps it in. And now Blake Coleman will flip it in behind Samsonov's net. Matt Coronado will chase after it. Coronado comes in with a career-long 5-game point streak. Golden Knights just dumped the puck down the ice, so that means an icing call. And a face-off coming up beside Ilya Samsonov. First-round pick of the Capitals back in 2015 in his first season with the Golden Knights, following 4 with the Caps organization and a couple with the Maple Leafs. This season, he is 16-9-3 with 2 shutouts, 2.78 goals against average, and an .892 save percentage in 28 games. And this is his 200th NHL game. Good against the Flames in his career. More on that in a moment. Morgan Frost after it on the forecheck. In there with Martin Pospisil and a red-hot Yegor Sharangovich, who has scored in 3 straight games. Back to the right point, here's Weegar to Sharangovich, who tries to feed Frost, but it's whacked away from him by Brandon Saad. And the 2-time Stanley Cup champion with the Blackhawks will dump it down the ice, and that'll be another icing call. I mentioned Samsonov versus the Flames and how good he's been head-to-head. 2-0-1 with 1 shutout, a 1.11 goals against average, and a .958 save percentage in 3 games.
Yeah, I always think back to, the challenges that he overcame when he was in Toronto and how that affected his play there. But with the Vegas Golden Knights, he's just demonstrated renewed confidence and has been really good for this team.
Some guys can handle playing in Toronto, some guys can't. I'm not sure it was the right fit for Samsonov. Here's Jake Bean, right wing side to Klapka. Klapka forced to the far boards by Nick Keg. Will slide it in behind the net to Kadri. Flames leader in goals with 32 and points with 63 drops. Here's Bean, right wing side. Braden Pahal shoots and just misses Samsonov's net. Puck held in by Bean, who shoots. That shot's knocked down. Klapka trying to muscle the shot to the net, but goes off Hagen wide. And now Kadri gives it away, and Hertl will pick it up. Hertl crosses the red line, lifts it up in the air and in. And both teams will start the change. 2.5 minutes into his scoreless first period here at the Dome. It's Kevin Rooney. It's hit by White Cloud as he gets the puck in deep. Joel Farabee in there on the forecheck. Beaten to the puck by Ben Hutton, who can't get it out. It's held in by Rasmus Andersson. At least for a moment. Now White Cloud sends it right wing side to Nick Waugh, and he'll dump it in, and Keegan Colasar will chase it. He knocks it free for Waugh. He turns into the far circle. Waugh back to the blue line, but his pass to Hutton smartly broken up by Rooney, and the puck comes out. Now it'll bounce back into Kevin Ball. Will Raggett, his team making a change. He gives it to Ryan Lomberg, who returns the puck to Ball, and he'll give it back to Lomberg. Slides it to Weegar. He'll play it out the right wing side to Pospisil. Gets hit by Hutton. Still plays the puck into the Golden Knight zone, and we've got a offside call on the play. Told you about Ilya Samsonov. The guy at the other end of the ice is Dustin Wolf, who broke Mike Vernon's franchise record for starts in a season by a rookie goaltender with his 52nd in the Flames' 5-2 victory over the Sharks on Sunday, and is now just 2 wins away from tying Jimmy Howard's NHL record for most wins by a U.S.-born goaltender as a rookie with 38. On the season, the Calder Trophy candidate is 26-18-8 with 3 shutouts, 2.62 goals against average, and a .910 save percentage in 52 games. Unbeaten in regulation time against the Golden Knights in his career at 1-0-2. Here's Pospisil, a sharp angle shot.
Knocked down by Samsonov. Puck squirts in front and is scooped up and now brought out by Tanner Pearson. They'll bounce it into the Flame zone. Cole Hanley back to get it. Slips it up the near side to Sharon Govich. And he'll move it rink wide to Uyghur, who jumps up into the rush. Uyghur, the sharp angle shot, tipped and stopped by Samsonov. Rebound goes to Sharon Govich. He drops the ball. We'll leave it at the blue line for Pospisil. Pospisil back to ball. Now right point to Uyghur with a sharp shot knocked down. Sharon Govich walks in, holds it, shoots, and hits the goal post. He had almost the whole net to shoot at there.
Wow.
Here's Frost now. Far quarter to Pospisil. And now far boards to Frost again. Frost, play back to the blue line to Uyghur. Holds it in and shoots. And Samsonov, as that puck is redirected, whips out his left pad and makes a sensational save.
What a shift for the Flames. And Yegor Sharangovich in particular, he was all over it on that shift. Gets one really good opportunity in the slot. And perfect rebound he picks up and then dings it right off the goalpost, but just in and around that net front area, he's been battling for pucks and getting himself right in the perfect position. The last shot comes from Mackenzie Uyghur at the point. Sharon Govich, a nice little tip in the slot for another dangerous opportunity. How often do you see two posts on one shift from one player?
Nothing that happens to this Flames team surprises me anymore. There's a weak glove save by Wolf, and he'll hold on with 15:33 left in the first period of this game. The Flames and the Golden Knights are scoreless on the Alberta Ford Dealers out-of-town scoreboard. I guess I'll update you on the Blues game. They lead the Utah Hockey Club 4-0 early in the second. Meanwhile, the Ducks and Wild even had one about 7 minutes into period number 2. Go Ducks, go. Never thought I'd catch myself saying that. Puck is slid into the Golden Knights zone. White Cloud back to get it. Can't clear. Coleman steps in and shoots. That shot gets knocked down. And now Backlund feeds it in front. Puck pinballs out. And Ball will pick it up out at center. Slides it up the far side to Anderson. Anderson bounce it off Backlund's stick. And deep into the Golden Knights zone. And Coronado goes into it. And plays it down low to Coleman. Tries to chop it behind the net to Backlund. But the pass is picked off by Olofsson. And now White Cloud will take over and lift it off the glass and out to center ice. Here's Uyghur. The saucer pass up the left side that misses both Hanley and Coronado, and now Hutton will lift it up and into the Flame zone. Uyghur gives it to Kadri, who almost takes off the head of the linesman as he shoots the puck right into his own bench. Speaking of the linesman, the officials for tonight's hockey game, the referees are Frederic Lacuillet and Pierre Lambert, the linesmen Ryan Gibbons and Joe Mahan.
No, and speaking of Nazem Kadri, he was asked this morning, what's the type of message that you give the team before this game? And he said, if you need a message to get up for this game, then there's something wrong with you. So I thought that was really well said. An easy game to get up for these guys.
Giveaway by Hanley. Dorofiev will hold it in. Pavel Dorofiev leads the team with a career-high 33 goals. He shoots and they score. Pavel Dorofiev took the shot. It looked like Brandon Saad tipped the puck past Dustin Wolf. The Golden Knights strike first and take a 1-0 lead.
Tip from an awkward area as the shot comes off the half wall from Dorofiev. He gets possession, turns around, but recognizes that Saad is in that high slot area, and it was very clear that was a purposeful play to aim and a pass for his stick, and that's a tough bounce for the Flames. Not sure that Dustin Wolf could have done anything on that one.
And if Brandon Saad does get credit for that goal, the 7-time 20-goal scorer will snap a 15-game goalless streak dating back to March 13th. As the Golden Knights have taken an early 1-0 lead. Right for the puck in behind the Golden Knights net. Pospisil tries to feed Frost. That pass gets intercepted by Korzak. Tries to clear but can't. Frost holds it in and drops it. Pospisil shoots, and Samsonov makes a nice right pad stop. Here's Frost now. He spins, but has the puck knocked off his stick smartly by Waugh, and it ends up out at center. Hanley will bounce it off the boards to Sharon Govich. Probably playing his best hockey of the season right now. He flips it in. Now it's cleared back out by Haig. Picked up again by Sharon Govich, who walks it up the left wing side and shoots. He stopped, and the rebound is covered up by Samsonov, and he'll hold on for a face-off. And we'll take a break with 13:52 to play in period number 1 here at Scotiabank Saddledome. Goal by Brandon Saad. It is the Golden Knights 1 and the Flames nothing. And this is Calgary Flames hockey on Sportsnet 960 and streaming on the Sportsnet app.
On air and online, this is your home of Calgary Flames hockey. Brought to you by Country Hills Toyota and Green Drop. Sportsnet 960, The Fan.
Honey, they're in the potato salad again.
You love your husband for many reasons. But when it comes to getting rid of ants...
I thought you said you were going to deal with these ants once and for all.
That's another kind of love. It's time you bring in Canada's trusted pest control experts, BuzzBoss. Unlike your husband, we guarantee results. And with easy online booking at buzzboss.com, we will get rid of those annoying ants.
Take back your yard. BuzzBoss Home Pest Defense. Online at buzzboss.com.
Darcy Chenor here for Eastside Dodge with Lanny McDonald. Lanny, are you excited for this season?
Spring?
Nope.
Playoffs?
Well, that is exciting, but no, I'm talking about Jeep Wrangler season. Get up to $17,000 off our spring super sale. You can even lease a brand new Jeep Compass for only $99 a week. But hurry, these deals will disappear faster than a snowbank in April.
You can't resist, can you? Hurry into Eastside Dodge and tell them Lanny sent you.
You're listening to Calgary Flames hockey on your home of the Flames. Sportsnet 960, The Fan.
Okay, your tickets for the final Flames Foundation 50-50 of the regular season for your chance to win the 3-day jackpot plus a $43,000 bonus and hourly early bird prizes. Tickets are $5 each, or you can purchase the Iginla special with 12 tickets for $12 or the Conroy special with 100 tickets for $24. For your chance to win big and to support the life-changing work being done by the Flames Foundation in our community, purchase your tickets at 5050flames.com before 11 p.m. on Thursday.
Just under 14 minutes to play in the first period. Golden Knights lead the Flames 1-0 on this one.
Number 16, Pavel Dorofeev. Time of the goal, 5:25. Saad from Dorofeev at 5:25.
That's despite the fact that Calgary's out shooting Vegas 5-2 so far. Golden Knights get it in deep. Here's Coldesar off the back of the Flames net. Former Golden Knight Bahal trying to corral the bouncing puck, can't, but Bean will chop it to Frost and moves it to Sharon Govich. He's checked by Waugh, who turns it over at the Flames blue line. Bahal will knock it out to center, and now McNabb will dump it in behind the Flames net. Coldesar gets it feeded in front. Pass goes off the back of the net. Here's Ivan Barbashev. Near corner to Waugh, who stick handles it and shoots, and that backhand slides wide to the far corner. Now McNabb will play at left point. Coldesar holds it in and shoots. One goes wide on the near side, and now Sharon Govich will scoop it up and speed out to center. He has it chopped off a stick, but now he gets it back and taps it to Farabee. Farabee up the left wing side, stops and loses control of the puck. And it's held in left wing boards by Ball. Ball walks into the near corner, uses his big body to protect it from Howden. Ball will slide it in behind the net to Farabee, who gets tied up by McNabb as the loose puck is scooped up by Pearson, who tries to clear in hand. Ends up bouncing back to Shea Theodore, and he's going to dump it down the ice, and that'll be an icing call. The Golden Knights looking a little out of sync, which I suppose is to be expected, Mick, because they've got so many regulars out of the lineup resting, but the Flames have not been able to take advantage of that so far.
No, the Flames, I mean, you mentioned the shots, 5-2 for the Flames, and also have had some really good opportunities. You'd be worried early on here if the Flames weren't getting some quality chances, but they've been there. They just need to bury one.
Faceoff coming up to Samsonov right. Kadri will take it versus Calgary-born Brett Howden. He's having a career year with 23 goals and 39 points. 14 more goals and 16 more points than he's had in any other NHL season. Huberdeau tries to give the puck to Kadri, but it's knocked away from him, and now Pearson play it up the near boards to Alexander Holtz. Slides it deep into the Flame zone, and Anderson hustles back to get it. Pearson all over him on the forecheck, knocks it loose, but Huberdeau's there to recover the puck, and he'll give it to Paul, who skates it out to center. Works it up the left wing side to Kadri. Flips it into the far corner. Klapka is there first on the forecheck and leaves it behind the net for Kadri. Returns up the far boards and saucers it near side to Uyghur. Uyghur with a nice move, walks in, shoots, and that shot was loose in the blue paint. All Huberdeau had to do was get his stick on it to knock it into a wide open net, and he couldn't. And he knew he missed a golden opportunity. Looked right up into the rafters.
Exactly, he knew it.
Now Uyghur will cross the Golden Knights blue line and flip it into the near corner. Handler pinches in. And Battles with White Cloud along the end boards as Olofsson and Klapka get in the fight for that puck. Squirting up the near boards. Riley Smith, who scored twice, including the overtime winner in the Golden Knights 3-2 victory over the Flames here on April 5th, able to help them clear it out as Carlson will race it up the right wing side and shoot, and Wolf makes a stick save. Bowman trying to clear a camp, but Backlund will boot it out. Flames captain catches up to it, and backhands it into the Golden Knights zone, and Horzak will go back to get it. Bowman in hot pursuit of him. Horzak will protect the puck. Stop in the near corner and snap a pass up the near boards that misses Olofsson, and that will be an icing call on the Golden Knights.
A guy for the Golden Knights that's been dangerous early on here and have seen his speed up the right wing a number of times is William Karlsson. And Wilsey, you mentioned Riley Smith and his success against the Flames. And Karlsson and Smith, they actually played together back when they won the Stanley Cup and have been reunited this year. Hadn't played together since, but are starting to really find their chemistry once again, ironically, heading into this year's Stanley Cup playoffs.
Face-off coming up to Samsonov's right. Backlund will take it versus Karlsson. He's always been good against the Flames with 27 points in 28 career games. Had a great chance to get this game going. Karlsson wins the defensive zone draw. Puck's lifted up and over the glass and out by Korzak. Quick update on the Alberta Ford Dealers out-of-town scoreboard. Things are getting a little bit better in St. Louis, where with 13:28 to play in the second, it's now the Blues 4 and the Utah Hockey Club 1. No change in the score in St. Paul, Minnesota, where with 6:42 to play in the second period, the Wild and the Ducks are even at 1. Assuming that the Blues wind up winning that game, the Flames would need a regulation loss by the Wild. Here's Coleman with a slap shot that goes wide of the Golden Knights net. Puck picked up along the near boards by Hurdle. This is Theodore with a pass as it ends up bouncing into the Flame zone. Tornado back to get it. We'll leave it behind for Ball. Ball being hassled by Hurdle on the forecheck. Has the puck taken away, but Backlund battles and gets it back, but he can't get it out as it's slapped wide of the net by Theodore. Dorothea will leave it in the near corner for Hurdle. Wrapped up by Ball. He shoves him down to the ice as Backlund picks the puck up and then coughs the puck up. Theodore, high slap to Saad, who drops, but that pass to Dorofiev is broken up by Backlund, who again can't clear it out. Here's a shot by McNabb, gobbled up by the goalie Wolf, and he'll hang on as I talked about the Golden Knights looking out of sync. Flames haven't exactly looked in sync either.
Now the last couple of minutes just haven't been quite on their game, and I mean, there's no doubt, though, there's no panic in that room ever that they'll do what they need to do to get back on track here.
Face-off coming up to Wolf's right. Morgan Frost sure could use a goal. Goalless in 25 games, Mick.
Yeah, I talked to him this morning again about it. We've had a number of chats. I said, have you lost your mind yet? He said, yeah, a little bit. He also said, though, he's just going to keep shooting the puck. He's going to stick with it, and that's what's important.
Good plan. We got a penalty call coming up here. Yegor Sharangovich got a little hook, and the Flames down by a goal. They're going to be up by a man and heading to a Holmes by Abbey power play when we come back. 9:55 to play in period number 1 here at Scotiabank Saddledome in Calgary. We're in a must-win hockey game. The Flames trail the Golden Knights 1-0. And this is Calgary Flames hockey on Sportsnet 960 and streaming on the Sportsnet app.
It's George from The Big Show. Every Friday, our NHL insider Frank Saravalli joins us on the latest on the Flames and around the NHL. Subscribe to The Big Show on Apple or Spotify.
On air and online, this is your home of Calgary Flames hockey. Brought to you by Glenmore Audi and Equus. Sportsnet 960, The Fan.
The Get It and Go event is on now under the tower at South Point Toyota. Once again, it's the best time of the year to buy your new Toyota. The best inventory and the best interest rates of the year as low as 0%. And the best trade-in bang for your buck. Don't miss the Get In and Go event on now at South Point Toyota.
Big news, Calgary. The wait is over.
Canada's newest Chevrolet Buick GMC dealership is now open. Find Wolf Calgary at 756 101st Street Southwest, just off Stony Trail on Old Banff Coach Road. Experience Canada's newest Chevy Buick GMC dealership with over 40 service bays, plus standalone Cadillac dealership with concierge service. Be among the first to explore Wolf Calgary's state-of-the-art showrooms. Visit them in person or online at wolfcadillacCalgary.com. You're listening to Calgary Flames hockey on your home of the Flames. Sportsnet 960, The Fan.
A little bit less than 10 minutes left in the first period. It's the Golden Knights 1 and the Flames nothing. Flames are about to head to a Homes by Abbey power play, though. We are bringing you this do-or-die game from the Peter Maher Radio broadcast booth, sponsored by South Point Toyota. The Get It and Go event is on now at South Point Toyota. For the best inventory and the best interest rates of the year, as low as 0%, visit my friends under the tower at South Point Toyota. On the power play this season, the Flames are at 20.5%. That is 20th in the NHL. On the penalty kill, the Golden Knights, it's actually one of their Achilles heels, are at 76.5%. For 2030 is a shot. They score! I just spoke that one into existence from the far corner. Morgan Frost puts the puck on net, and it finds its way through. Ilya Samsonov. The Flames score a power play goal and tie the game at 1.
I said Morgan Frost was going to be shooting the puck tonight, and there it is. You have to be happy for him, but that starts with a face-off win, a small detail of the game that's so important. Mackenzie Weegar does a fantastic job of walking the blue line, getting to the middle of the ice quickly, and then a pass over to Frost and a one-time shot that just sneaks by Samsonov. And power play hasn't been stellar lately, but that's a big one.
They have scored some timely goals with the man advantage this season, and that certainly is one as they square the score. Just under 10 minutes to play in the first period, so a successful power play built by Homes by Abbey. Looking for a quickie? Homes by Abbey has quick possession homes to get you moving fast. Visit homesbyabbey.com today.
What a response for the Flames. Impressive again.
Well, the Knights Flames face off at center. Here's that game-time goal.
By number 16, Morgan Frost. Assist number 52, Mackenzie Weegar. And to number 27, Matt Coronado. Power play goal at 10-11.
Golden Knights with a good bump-up shift after giving up that power play goal. They're on the attack again. Here's Theodore. Far circle to McNabb with a shot off the body of Weegar and wide. Sharon Govich will clear the puck out to center. Mick, that's not the response you want after scoring a big goal.
No, but a big shot block towards the end of that shift, and that's one positive from that series.
Theodore slided up the right wing side to Smith. Smith tries to make a pass. It ends up deflecting out, and Whitecloud will chase it down inside of Golden Knights territory. Whitecloud crosses his blue line, gets to the red line, and dumps it in. Wolf wanders out of his net, stops the puck, and plays it near quarter to ball. Ball gives it away to Smith, but then he coughs it up, and Kadri picks it up, and he'll skate it across the Golden Knights line and fire one high and wide of Samsonov's net. A big body check in the far corner as he hits Hutton. Puck to the right point, held in. Kadri shoots. It goes off Hutton and bounces up the near boards. Now Hutton will let off the glass and into the flame zone. Anderson will hustle back to get it. Anderson makes a hard pass ahead to Kadri. Kadri will shoot it off the glass and in behind the Golden Knights net. Coronado and Coleman go flying in there with a forecheck. They both overskated, but it's held in by Hanley. Hanley trying to keep the puck in. Can't, but Backlund does hold it in, but Hurdle will pick it up. There's some time and space. He backs it up to Whitecloud. Being chased by Backlund. Whitecloud gets away from the Flames captain, though, and slides it out to center. It's bouncing off Coronado's stick, and now Backlund will back it up to Hanley. Hanley clears it outside, brings it back in. That play looked offside, but it continues. Here's Hurdle across the line to Hag. He gives the puck away to Hanley, and he'll slide it up the near boards and into the Golden Knights zone. Flames start to change as Hurdle will spin out to center and backhand it in behind the Flames net, and now the Golden Knights will get a line change in. 7:20 to play in the first period here at Scotiabank Saddledome, where Calgary's out shooting Vegas 6-4 in a 1-1 hockey game. Flames get the puck in deep. Rooney in there on the forecheck, hit by a fellow number 21, Howden. Farabee gets in there on the forecheck for the Flames. Farabee, another former Flyer, trying to snap a long goal to streak. Gives it to Rooney, who centers. Mahal with a shot, and he slaps it wide of the Golden Knights net. Now Beam, and off the left point, centers. Rooney can't get a shot off, but he recovers the puck in the near corner. Rooney will play at left point to Farabee. Dumps it in behind the Golden Knights net. Horzak will chase it into the far corner, where he dodges a check from Lomberg and now gets wrapped up by the Flames enforcer. Lomberg steals it from him. Lomberg, twisting and turning, gives the puck to Rooney. Rooney will walk it in behind the Golden Knights net. Rooney on the wraparound. The shot goes off the tip of his stick and wide. And now here's Mahal with a slap shot, knocked down by Samsonov, who made an awkward-looking blocker stop, but was able to freeze the puck for a face-off afterwards.
What a great shift from the fourth line. It starts with Joel Farabee in the corner and getting to work early on in that shift. But then this last opportunity from Braden Pahal, a great shot from the point, and the Flames are in the middle of changing. The fourth line had been out there for a while, so they had to get off. Otherwise, that was a gift that was sitting there right beside Samsonov. But when you see a goaltender bobble the puck like that, you know they're a little bit shaky, maybe a little bit off. You want to keep throwing pucks there and making sure you're in and around the net for rebounds.
Face off to Samsonov's left. Howden wins that defensive zone draw, and Holtz will nudge it out to the neutral zone. But now Ball will pick it up and feed Frost. He walks it up the left wing side. Frost tries to shoot, but it's knocked off a stick by McNabb. We got a four-man fight for it behind the Golden Knights net. Hospital digs it out, plays it right point to Anderson. Slides it across to Ball. Ball will give it to Sharon Govich, who banks it off the boards to himself. And now skates it into the near corner, where he's getting knocked off the puck by Howden. And Pearson will softly slide it down the ice. Anderson back to get it. Being pestered by Pearson. Retreat to behind Wolf's net. Set up the breakout from there with just under 6 minutes left in the first period. And the Flames and the Golden Knights tied at 1 tonight. Anderson steps out from behind his net. Walks up the middle. Slides it to Kadri. Kadri crosses the red line and backhands the puck in behind the Golden Knights net. And Whitecloud goes back to get it. Tries to clear it. Weak clearing attempt, though, and it's held in by Kadri. Kadri bounces it to Huberdeau. Huberdeau centers it. Kadri shoots it. That shot gets blocked by Hutton. And now Waugh will pick it up and just throw it out to center. And Kadri will grab it and dump it right back in. And Klapka will catch up to it. Klapka, it's all tangled up with Hutton. Golden Knights trying to clear it out. Polisar will knock it out to the neutral zone. And now Waugh's got a breakaway. Waugh in. Deeks shoots and scores. Nick Waugh gets behind the Flames defense, walks in all alone and makes a nice move and puts the puck just inside the near goal post. He equals his career high for goals in a season. That is his 15th. He gives the Golden Knights a 2-1 lead.
Oh, that's a tough one, as both defensemen in Braden Hall and Jake Bean had pinched down the wall, and then Nazem Kadri as the high forward in the offensive zone just doesn't quite recognize that Waugh sneaking in behind him. He almost gets his stick on that puck, but Waugh with a head of steam and a burst of speed goes in all alone, and a nice little move on Dustin Wolf. That's a tough one after such a great shift from Huberdeau, Kadri, and Klapka.
Chance kind of came out of nowhere for the Golden Knights. See if the Flames can get that goal back before the end of the first. A little bit less than 5 minutes left in period number 1 here at Scotiabank Saddledome, where Vegas leads Calgary 2-1. Coronado drops it. Coleman leave it behind for Weegar, who shoots, and that rising wrister's glove by Samsonov. And he'll hold on for a whistle. And we'll take a break with 4:43 to play in period number 1 here at Scotiabank Saddledome, where in this game it's the Golden Knights 2 and the Flames 1. And in the other games we're watching, it's the Blues 4 and the Utah Hockey Club 1. While the Wild and Ducks are still tied at 1, they are now through 2 periods of play. And this is Calgary Flames Hockey on Sportsnet 960 and streaming on the Sportsnet app.
On air and online, this is your home of Calgary Flames Hockey. Brought to you by Eastside Dodge and Shane Holmes. Sportsnet 960, The Fan.
Darcy Chenor here for Eastside Dodge with Lanny McDonald. Lanny, you know what I'm excited about? Trucks.
Anything else?
More trucks. Trucks that tow, trucks that haul, trucks that are fun to drive, trucks with no tariffs. Spring clearance is on. Ram Heavy Duty, $2,500 and $3,500, up to $14,000 off. Or lease a brand new 2025 Ram 1500 Sport for only $329 bi-weekly.
Some might say you have a one-truck mind. See, I have jokes too. Hurry into Eastside Dodge and tell them Lenny sent you.
Last year, you tried and you tried to evict the spiders from your yard, but they still seem to reappear on the side of your house and all over your patio furniture. You need BuzzBoss Home Pest Defense. They are the experts to rid you of your 8-legged, unwanted guests. BuzzBoss will inspect your property and treat the problem areas. You'll never have to worry about walking face first into a web again. With easy online booking, your property will be spider-free in no time.
Take back your yard. BuzzBoss Home Pest Defense. Online at buzzboss.com.
You're listening to Calgary Flames hockey.
He scores!
On your home of the Flames, Sportsnet 960, The Fan.
Well, following tonight's game, stay tuned for the Shane Holmes save of the game. For every save a Flames goalie makes, Shane Holmes donates $5 to Kidsport Calgary. For details, visit ShaneHolmes.com. Shane Holmes, better way to build.
Calgary out shooting Vegas 8-5 in this first period, but the Golden Knights lead the Flames by a count of 2-1. They have made a scoring change on that first goal that is now Pavel Dorofeyev's team-leading 34th from Tomas Hertl and Brandon Saad. And the Flames score a power play goal. Morgan Frost 14th. Hold on here for the Flames in again. Get through that scoring update in a moment. As Hertl picks it up and leaves it in behind the Golden Knights net. Slide it up the near boards to Dorofeyev. And he'll bounce it off Hanley's skate. And out. Coronado picks it up. Flips it back in. Flames get called offside at the Golden Knights blue line. So Morgan Frost finally scores his first goal in 26 games dating back to February 8th and 14th of the season. Scored on the power play from Mackenzie Weegar and Matt Coronado at 10-11, makes it 1-1. But then a breakaway for Nick Waugh, who equals his career high with his 15th from Ivan Barbashev and Keegan Colasar at 14:52 to give the Golden Knights this 2-1 lead. Face-off outside the Golden Knights blue line. Backlund wins it. Weegar will work it left wing side to Hanley, who dumps it in behind Samsonov's net. And the Golden Knights goalie will set it up for McNabb, who clears it up the near boards. Dorofeyev gives it to Hertl. Slides it ahead to Theodore. He'll play the puck to Saad, who we thought scored that first goal. Although we weren't 100% sure, and I'm not sure he was either.
Oh, it hit something in the slot, though.
Yeah, maybe a member of the Flames, which would really, in a nutshell, describe the type of luck they've had this season. Remember what happened in the last game between these two teams?
Oh, yeah.
On that overtime winner.
Yeah.
Riley Smith bouncing it in off of a member of the Flames and then off Dustin Wolf's back and into the net to end that game. It was Holtz out the right wing side. He gets by ball, catches up to it behind the net, centers, and Howden shoots, and Wolf makes a terrific trapper stop.
No, that's a great chance for Howden. Not an opportunity the Flames want to be giving up right now. And head coach Bruce Cassidy, he was asked, just clinch the Pacific Division. How do you handle these last two games heading into the playoffs? And he said, they're still preparing to win, I think, which is evident by the way they're playing here. But no matter what happens, they're going to be just fine heading into the playoffs. But they're focused on really just dialing in the details of their game. And what we saw in that play was the details of their forecheck.
Face-off coming up to Wolf's right. Howden wins that draw versus Rooney. Back to the left point. Hag tries a shot, but it's blocked by Farabee, and the puck deflects off of him and back into the Golden Knight zone. Hag will give it to Korzak. Bounces it off Pearson, right in on Wolf. Sweeps the puck to ball, and he'll bounce it up the near boards to Lomberg. 70 in red, hit by 70 in white Pearson. Puck comes free and squirts out. Korzak, give it to Holtz, who bounces it right back in. Ball will lug it in behind the Flames net. He's being chased by Pearson. Spins away from the Golden Knights forechecker. Now he's got Howden all over him. Ball throws the puck away into the near corner. Howden will pick it up and play it right point to Korzak, who shoots off a stick, and Wolf boots the puck into the near corner. Flames looking a little little scrambled defensively here. Here's Holtz. He'll spin and dump it in behind the net. Anderson bats it up the far boards to Farabee, who's knocked over from behind by Hag as falls on top of the puck. It'll pop out of the pile. Really trying to get to it. Does, and he'll knock it out to the neutral zone. Both teams start to change with now less than 2.5 minutes to play in the first period. And Vegas leading here in Calgary 2-1 tonight. Shots on goal. They're 8-8. There's Beager far side to Hanley, who bounces it off Sharon Govich to stick it out. Pospisil will chase it into the night zone. Bouncing around like a rubber ball. He can't corral it as it's picked up by Carlson, and he'll just throw it out to center. Hanley takes over inside of the Flames blue line, skates it to the red line, and flips it right in on Samsonov, who knocks it down and then fumbles it before covering it up, and he'll get a face-off.
I really like this line of Frost, Sharon Govich, and Pospisil, and you look at the last game against the San Jose Sharks, and Sharon Govich with a couple of goals, and Martin Pospisil known to use his speed to create space for his line mates, and you wonder if he's doing that for Yegor Sharon Govich, but now Morgan Frost as well, as that line has been really sharp for this Flames team and have gotten a couple of really good looks.
Face-off coming up to Samsonov's right. Kadri will take versus Waugh. Kadri wins it. Leanly back to the left point to Hanlon, who slides it across the line to Klapka, who shoots, and that wrist shot's gloved by Samsonov, who holds on with now 1:51 to play in the first period of this game. It's the Golden Knights 2 and the Flames 1. And in the other games we're watching, through 2, the Wild Ducks still tied at 1. Minnesota maybe playing for a tie in that one, so to speak. Yep. All they need is 1 point. So it might not be easy for the Ducks to get a goal in the Wild in the third period. We'll see. And in the other game, 5:01 to play in the second period in St. Louis, where the Blues lead the Utah Hockey Club 4-1. Olofsson will pick the puck up and saucer it up the near side. Carlson catches up to it, stops and shoots. It's blocked by Klapka. It's picked up and behind the net by Huberdeau. Huberdeau to Weegar. Near side to Klapka. Checks the puck with his body, crosses the red line, gets to the Golden Knights blue line, lifts it off the glass to himself, but somehow puts himself offside on that play.
Well, this line's been good as well. I think Kadri, Klapka, and Huberdeau, and Nazem Kadri talked about Adam Klapka this morning, and he said that he thinks he's doing well on their line because he knows exactly what his role is, and it's amazing as a player when you know what your job is, what your role is, what's being asked of you, that it's a lot easier to execute that. But he also said he asked Nazem Kadri for feedback all the time and is always asking, what can I do better? How can I be better? So just a real sponge in that respect.
Out of the puck at the red line. And Waugh will knock it into the Flame zone. Barbashev tries to center, but pass gets blocked. He gets it back. Barbashev feeds it in front, but that pass intended for Waugh deflects up in the air, and the puck ends up rolling down the ice. Whitecloud being chased by Sharon Govich. Certainly has found his game late in the season. Slides it ahead to Kolasar, drops to Waugh. Waugh stops and shoots right into the flaming sea on the front of Wolf's jersey, and the Flames rookie goalie holds on.
Yeah, another sharp save from Wolf, and again in an area where the Flames don't want to be giving up shots. And Nick Waugh, he's really good down low with the puck, but for the Golden Knights, they get up the ice really quickly. It's that puck movement north up the ice that they're so good at, and then Waugh just walks right into the Flame zone and gets a really good shot off.
Acton wins a defensive zone draw. Back to ball. Lifted up glass and to the Golden Knights blue line. Ryan Huska said yesterday that he thinks Michael Backlund is playing his best hockey of the season right now.
I agree.
Here's Coronado. He's playing pretty good too. Coronado has it stripped away by Dorofeev. Hurdle will skate at the center. He loses it, finds it, and now backhands it right in on Wolf, who had to be careful with that long distance shot. Now Hag, checked by Anderson, knocks the puck free, and Saad will scoop it up from behind the Flames net, turning to the near corner. Saad feeds it in front. Hurdle scores. Tomas Hurdle one times the puck through Dustin Wolf, and with just 24 seconds to play in the first period. The Golden Knights take a 3-1 lead.
Oh, what a play this is. And Saad gets the puck below the goal line, walks all the way around the net, but then Tomas Hertl, what a read to drop down net front, and Saad finds him over on the back post, and there's no way Dustin Wolf is going to get all there. The Golden Knights really starting to find their game here.
Tomas Hertl is 6-time 20 and 3-time 30. Is up to 32 this season.
Number 48, Tomas Hertl, his 32nd of the year. Assistant number 20, Brandon Saad. And to number 14, Nicholas Haig. Time of the goal, 1936. Hertl from Saad and Haig in 1936.
It was a bit of an up and down period. And, you know, like I mentioned, I thought from an offensive standpoint, had some really good looks, some good chances, potentially more high danger chances, but just weren't able to capitalize on those. And then a few defensive miscues that ended up costing them.
We'll get to some first period stats in a moment. But first, let's send it over to Pat Steinberg.
Okay, it is 3-1 Vegas after 20 minutes of play here at the Scotiabank Saddledome with Matt Coronado after 20. Matt, how did you see that first period from your team's side?
Not our best. I think want to find our game early here in the second period and stick with it.
You know what this Vegas team is all about. You know what they're capable of. What's going to be key as you try to find your game in the final 40?
I think just play fast, be good on the forecheck, win our puck battles, and I think the rest will take care of itself.
And finally, just walk us through the goal that Morgan Frost scored to get your team on the board. How'd you see it all kind of play out?
Yeah, I think good face-off win by Naz, and pucks to the net, bodies to the net. We're gonna be looking to get a lot of shots through.
Thanks for doing this. Good luck in the second, Matt.
Thanks.
That's Matt Coronado after 20 minutes of play. Flames trails Vegas 3-1 here after 20 minutes of play.
Feels like it's going to be a big first intermission for the Flames leadership group to get this team focused and ready to go for period number 2. Still lots of hockey left here at the Saddledome on this Tuesday night. Shots on goal in the opening period. The Golden Knights had 11. The Flames had 9. The Flames actually win in the special teams battle tonight. They are 1 for 1 on the power play, built by Holmes by Avi, and well, they've been disciplined again. No power plays for the Golden Knights through 20 minutes tonight, which means no Flames kills, powered by Wolf Cadillac Calgary. Take advantage of grand opening specials, including credit offers of up to $20,000 on select new 2024 models at Wolf Cadillac Calgary's brand new standalone dealership at 756 101 Street Southwest, just off of Stony Trail and Old Banff Coach Road.
Well, all aboard, the playoff train is full steam ahead for the Calgary Hitmen. If necessary, Game 5 of their second round series versus the Lethbridge Hurricanes will be played here at Scotiabank Saddledome on Friday night at 7 p.m. Secure your seats at hithockey.com/tickets.
Well, hopefully a better second period for the Flames, down 2 in this game against the Golden Knights. Looking forward to that. Before that, let's send it over to Pat Steinberg for our Prairie Honda first intermission.
Okay, so not a great opening 20 for the Flames, and the first intermission is now underway, brought to you by Prairie Honda. Need more power and efficiency in your lineup? Meet the 2025 Honda Civic Hybrid with rates from 2.99%. Visit prairiehonda.ca.
but instead Coleman to play it off the sidewall.
As we approach the 5-minute mark of the second period, it's still the Golden Knights 3 and the Flames 1.
Well, how about that opportunity for the Flames? And the puck takes a weird hop off the stanchion. Jonathan Huberdeau's right there to pick it up. And love that he grabs the puck and recognizes Samsonov was over on the right side of his net, tries to push over to the left to get there in time, and he just makes it. But Adam Klapka gets a second whack at it too. So the Flames, to me, looking like they're a lot sharper at the start of this second period, and a great shift from that line.
Here's Dorothea with a sharp angle shot, knocked down in front. Kadri trying to clear a camp, but it bounces back to Anderson. He'll lift it up and out. Mick, I have an announcement to make. Flames, the Ducks have taken the lead. Try to battle back and win. Anaheim 2 and Minnesota 1 with 10 minutes left in the third period of that game. Here's Anderson into the near quarter to Kadri, and back to the blue line to Huberdeau, shoots off a stick and wide of Samsonov's net. And Klapka slides it near side to Huberdeau. Huberdeau battling with Dorothea. Dorothea wins that fight for the puck and softly slides it down the ice, and Bean will go back to get it. Bean tries to thread the needle, but that pass misses Kadri, and that turns into an icing call. I wonder if in this situation, the coaches would let the Flames players know that the Ducks have jumped out in front. It might be a little bit of extra motivation at this stage of the game, Mick.
Well, that's something that Ryan Huska would have a plan for. He talked about that this morning when we spoke with him, and saying they laid out every possible scenario for the players so that they were as well prepared mentally coming into this game as it could possibly be. So I'm sure there's some sort of strategy in letting the players know kind of what's going on, but I agree, it could give you a little bit of a bump.
Sam Colangelo with the go-ahead goal in that game. Here's Theodore. Left point to McNabb. McNabb takes a shot, makes a pass. And now Barbashev slipping up the far side to Theodore. Tries to return the puck to Barbashev, but it bounces by him, and Bean will grab it and tap it to Pospisil. Tries to clear, but can't. Puck is held in by Wall. As far as circle, Barbashev in front. Kolasar, a one-timer, stopped by Wolf. Flames still having a tough time in the defensive zone as Pospisil again has a chance to clear it. Again, can't get it out. He is really fighting it right now. Here's Barbashev. Back to the blue line to Theodore. Saucers it near side to McNabb. McNabb with a shot. It bounces around in front. And Huberdeau will settle it down, but he doesn't clear it out. But Bean does knock it out to the neutral zone. Here's McNabb ahead to Kolasar, who skates it right back in. The Flames need to make a change. They've had 5 guys out there for almost a minute or more as McNabb shoots. Wolf makes a fantastic left pad stop. And Lomberg will collect the rebound in behind the Flames net. Works the left wing side to Bean. Bean will slide it across to Pahal. And Pahal will bounce it off of Rooney's stick and in behind the Golden Knights net. We're almost 7 minutes into the second period here at the Saddle Dome, where it's still Vegas 3 and Calgary 1. But on the Alberta Ford Dealers out-of-town scoreboard with 9:22 left in the third period at XL Energy Center, it's the Ducks 2 and the Wild 1. And we'll take a break on that note. Shots on goal 13-13, which with both the Blue Jackets and the Flames still being in a fight for a Stanley Cup playoff spot this deep into the season feels fitting. And we'll take a break with 13-11 to play in the second period here at the Saddle Dome, where it's the Golden Knights 3 and the Flames 1. And this is Calgary Flames Hockey on Sportsnet 960 and streaming on the Sportsnet app.
On air and online, this is your home of Calgary Flames Hockey. Brought to you by Homes by Abbey and Country Hills Ford. Sportsnet 960, The Fan.
We are Canadian, eh? Let's get in the garden with Spruce It Up. Seeds and grower supplies and starter plants are now in. We have houseplants, new pots, and home decor. Time to spruce up the yard, eh? Call our landscape design team to get your outdoor space ready for summer. Call our team at Prune It Up, as spring is a great time to prune your trees and shrubs. Want the greenest grass on the block? Call now to book your Green It Up lawn fertilizer. Spruce it up, green it up, prune it up. We got you covered.
Country Hills Ford, Brent speaking.
Hey, Brent, it's your wife Jody on line 2.
Oh, hey, what's up?
I'm looking for a quickie.
A quickie? Now?
Brent, I'm talking about a quick oil change.
You bet, because at Country Hills Ford, we now offer no appointment express lane service.
Fast, friendly, and convenient. Drive in for your no appointment oil change today at Country Hills Ford. Only minutes from the Calgary Airport.
You're listening to Calgary Flames Hockey on your home of the Flames, Sportsnet 960, The Fan.
Well, Canada's national junior A champion will be crowned in Calgary at the 2025 Centennial Cup. The Calgary Canucks will host teams from across Canada from May 8th to 18th at the Max Bell Centre. Get your tickets at hockeycanada.ca/Centennial Cup.
We're approaching the 7-minute mark of the second period here at the Dome. The Flames are down by 2. The Golden Knights with a 3-1 lead in the final home game of the season for the Flames, at least the final home game of the regular season for the Flames. They're hoping that their final game of the regular season, which will be played at Crypto.com Arena in Los Angeles on Thursday night versus a Kings team that has clinched second place and home ice advantage in the first round of the Stanley Cup playoffs versus the Oilers, will mean something.
Now they got to take care of business here.
Puck to the left point, here's Hanley. Right point to Uyghur. Uyghur with a shot through traffic, gobbled up by the goalie, and Samsonov holds on.
It's exactly what Matt Coronado said at the end of the first period. The old cliche, pucks and bodies to the net, something Mackenzie Uyghur is so good at, is just getting shots through. And a nice D-to-D pass from Joel Hanley over to Uyghur, who corrals the puck and then just throws it there, and recognizing Nazem Kadri paying the price in front of the net gets absolutely clobbered. Adam Klapka is there as well, and that's exactly what you want to see.
Theodore will lift the puck up the near boards and out. Olofsson picks it up, crosses the red line, and now the Flames blue line. Olofsson wrapped up from behind by Hanley. Smith will slide it in behind the net to Carlson. Plays it right point to Theodore. Theodore walks to the middle, slips it near side to McNabb, winds and fires, and Wolf makes a good blocker stop. Uyghur battling forward in the near corner. Trying to settle down the bouncing puck can is Smith. Winds up giving it to Uyghur. Walks it across the crease and bounces it off Huberto's stick. And now Klapka catches up to it. Klapka steps in, makes a move, and tries a backhand shot, but it goes off the stick of McNabb and wide of the Golden Knights net. Now Olofsson will backhand it to Theodore. Theodore misses Smith with a pass at center. Puck got touched, though, so no icing call, and both teams will start the change as we approach the 8-minute mark of the second period. It's Anderson across the red line. Now the Golden Knights blue line. Anderson is stripped of the puck by Dorofeev, though. Then he gives it away to Coronado as Anderson gets back onside. Coronado tries to weave his way through 4 Golden Knights and finally gets knocked off stride and off the puck. And it's flipped down the ice. Anderson will leave it in the far corner for Ball. Ball gives it to Coleman. And he'll knock it out to the neutral zone. That pass sails past Coronado, though, and now it's shot in by Korzak. Ball will take over in the far corner and clear it out. It's picked up on the blue line by Backlund. Leaves it behind for Coronado. Coronado caught from behind by Dorofeev as Hurdle takes over. He coughs it up, and now Coleman picks it up and slides it left wing side to Frost, who's got the Flames' only goal. Gives it back to Coleman, who tries a shot that gets blocked. Hurdle will chop the puck up the near boards, but not out. Former Golden Knight Mahal walks in and tries to feed it in front. It deflects back to the blue line to Frost instead. Frost, who's been flying tonight. Leave it far side for Bean. Bean shoots. Good blocker stop by Samsonov. Loose puck in front. And the Golden Knights will lift it up and back to the Flames blue line. Flames are starting to turn the tide here, Mick. Comes Bean in. Bean drops it. Pospisil overskates it. And now Barbashev will pick it up and scamper out to center. Martin Pospisil is really fighting it tonight.
A turnover there, but a great back check from Yegor Sharangovich, who has been so good in this game, was in the perfect position from a defensive standpoint to make sure that that didn't turn into an odd man rush.
On the Alberta Ford Dealers out-of-town scoreboard, 13:29 to play in the third in St. Louis. It's still the Blues 4 and the Utah Hockey Club 1. 6:44 remaining in regulation time in Minnesota, where the Wild are down 2-1 to the Ducks. Now, from a Flames perspective, it looks like that Blues-Utah Hockey Club game is all but done. But the Wild can't pick up a point. It has to be a regulation loss for the Flames to remain mathematically alive in their fight for a Stanley Cup playoff spot. But they've also got to take care of their own business. They trail the Golden Knights by 2 as we approach the midway mark of the middle stanza here at the Dome. It's Rooney will backhand the puck into the Golden Knights zone. Hutton will leave it for White Cloud. Clears it up the far boards. Barbashev trying to clear the zone can. Hanley holds it in. Hanley and Farabee fighting forward along the far boards. Farabee flings it in front off the stick of Lomberg and wide to the near corner. Here's Lomberg, right point to Uyghur. Tries a shot but has it blocked. And now Waugh being pressured by Lomberg. He's still able to bounce it across the blue line and into Flames territory. Here's Hanley. Ahead to Farabee. He chips it in and chases it. Back to get it is Hutton. Clears it up the near boards it out. And Colasar will pick it up and move it up the middle of the Waugh. Waugh walks in and shoots off the stick of Anderson. Up over the glass and out of play. Rasmus Anderson with another block shot. Came into the game tied for third in the NHL in block shots with 194. And we'll take a timeout with 9:47 to play in the second period here at Scotiabank Saddledome. The Flames getting some help on the Alberta Ford Dealers out-of-town scoreboard. The Ducks lead the Wild 2-1 with 5:34 to play in the third period. Flames have to take care of their own business. 9:47 to play in the second here, and the Golden Knights have a 3-1 lead. And this is Calgary Flames hockey on Sportsnet 960 and streaming on the Sportsnet app.
On air and online, this is your home of Calgary Flames hockey. Brought to you by Country Hills Toyota and Green Drop. Sportsnet 960, The Fan.
I got my money.
Me too.
Same here. $30,000 for whatever I want.
Hey Calgary, right now at Homes by Abby. Purchase any front drive, lane home, or duplex home. You'll receive a $30,000 credit to personalize it any way you want. Create a fully finished basement. Build a detached garage. Grab some premium upgrades or add a legal suite. Homes by Abby. Built for you, designed your way. Some conditions apply. Visit homesbyabby.com for full details.
Hey, Paul Brandt here. You know, Alberta's a special place. From the Rockies to the Plains, it's a land of hard work and big dreams. If you're going to tackle it all, you need a truck that can keep up. That's why I can't say enough about my Ford F-150. It's more than a truck. It's a partner. Rugged toughness, serious capability, and smart features that make your life easier, like available Pro Power onboard. The Ford F-150. Get yours today at your Alberta Ford dealer and tell them PB sent you.
You're listening to Calgary Flames hockey on your home of the Flames. Sportsnet 960, The Fan.
47 to play in the second period here at the Saddledome, where it's the Golden Knights 3 and the Flames 1, as we bring you this do-or-die game from the Peter Barr Radio broadcast booth, sponsored by South Point Toyota. Get in and go under the tower at South Point Toyota. With hundreds of new Toyotas arriving daily, get financing as low as 0% OAC with zero down and zero payments until September 2025. Only for my friends at South Point Toyota. Centered out in front of the Flames net. It'll bounce up the far boards to McNabb. McNabb, far corner to Colasar. Behind it, that's to Barbashev. And now back to Colasar. Colasar being watched by Backlund. Gives it to Waugh. Lays it right point to Theodore. Theodore will slide it in behind the Flames net. It bounces by both Anderson and Barbashev. And now Coleman will pick it up. He gets bumped from behind by Colasar as he reverses it up the far side to Ball, who sends it out to center. Theodore gives it away to Coronado, who spins in. Coronado knocks it towards the net, and Samsonov with a heads-up play to lunge out of his net and get his glove on that puck to freeze it for a face-off.
You can sure tell how bad Blake Coleman wants this one, and the puck comes through from the point, and he's heading towards Samsonov just with an absolute head of steam, but all that starts with a really nice defensive play in their own zone by Rasmus Anderson, and to me, he's been really impressive in this game, in that we know that he's playing through something, and he continues to play massive minutes and fight through whatever it is he's dealing with.
It's coming up to Samsonov's right. Out wins that draw versus Kadri. And now Hag will give it to Pearson, who can't get it out. Hall holds it in, but it bounces right back to Hag, and he'll swat the puck into Flames territory. Wolf with a sharp angle shot, stick the side by Wolf. Now Pearson. Beaten a puck by Pahal, gives it to Huberdeau, moves it to Klapka, he'll slap it up the far side to Kadri. Kadri reaches back and picks it up. Stick handles across the Golden Knights line and slides it across to Pahal. Pahal held up by Pearson. Hag pops the puck up, and Pearson will scoop it up and behind the Golden Knights net, lifts it off the glass and out to center ice. Pearson backs it up. Korzak being hassled by Huberdeau, will clear it out to center. Howden and Pahal battling for the puck. Pahal wins the fight for the puck and dumps it in behind the net. Lomberg is there first with the forecheck. Slides it up the near side to Farabee, who plays it right point to Uyghur. Uyghur, a shot knocked down, and now picked up by Lomberg. He shoots, and that shot gets blocked by Korzak. Golden Knights trying to clear. Can't. Uyghur knocks it down, but got located. Hag will leave it for Korzak, and he'll skip the puck into Flames territory. Less than 3 minutes.
Shots by Korzak, and he's come in and out of the lineup all season long, but has gotten the job done when he's been called upon, and those were two big blocks from him.
Less than 3 minutes left in Minnesota. The Wild still trail the Ducks 2-1. Here's Uyghur in front to Hanley. Now out to center ice to Farabee. Farabee slides the left wing side to Rooney. Fourth line's had some good shifts. Rooney back to the blue line to Anderson. Drops the ball. Ball spins at the right point and backhands it into the near corner to his partner Anderson. It slides by him, but Rooney will grab it and he'll play it to Anderson as Rooney gets run over by Hutton. Fans call the penalty. The referees do not. Carlson will scoop it up and send it out to center to Olofsson. And Olofsson will dump it in behind Wolf's net as the Wild are still trailing 2-1 in their game against the Ducks, and the Flames are behind 3-1 in this game against the Golden Knights. It's Coronado in across the line. Coronado left wing side to Coleman. Coleman tries to drop the puck, but his pass is intercepted by Hurdle, who moves it ahead to Dorofiev, and he'll bounce it off the boards and into the Flame zone to Saad. Saad stops and drops, but his pass to Dorofiev is intercepted by Backlund. They'll give it to Pahal. He makes a bank pass, but it's too far for Coleman, and that turns into an icing call.
The Flames trying to stretch the zone out here a little bit. In the Golden Knights, they play such a tight checking defensive game. There's not a lot of room out there. I actually think the Flames have done a pretty good job of stretching them out and getting pucks through the neutral zone and into the offensive zone. And that's one way they try to do it. You send a guy, send a couple of guys, try to stretch out their coverage.
Face-off coming up to Wolf's right. Backlund wins the draw to Pahal. Fires it off the glass and down the ice. That should be and will be another icing call on the Flames. Shots on goal are 15-15, but it's Vegas 3 and Calgary 1. All of those goals were scored the first period.
And I've liked the Flames' second period much better than the first, especially from a defensive standpoint, not giving up quite as much. Just need to bury one at the other end of the ice here.
To the left pointers, McNabb to Theodore, slaps the pocket to the far corner. Hurdle gets there first, gets bumped by Pahal, who gives the puck right back to Hurdle. Hurdle feeds it in front, Saad with a shot, knocked down, and now Coronado tries to clear but can't. Here's McNabb, right point to Theodore, shoots, that shot's blocked, and now Saad shoots, and it deflects just wide of the Flames net. And now Theodore will back up and play to the blue line of McNabb. He goes far side, Dorofiev with a slap shot, a one-timer, stopped by Wolf.
Yeah, cannon from Dorofiev, but Dustin Wolf is able to see that shot absolutely clearly because Kevin Ball does an excellent job net front. Tomas Hurdle standing right there, but picks him up, boxes him out, so that Wolf has a clear sight line to that puck. But what a great job by the Flames to collapse down to the front of their net. Looked like the Golden Knights were going to get a couple of really dangerous opportunities, especially from the slot, but they collapse into the house, into that area, and make sure that they're not giving up any high-danger chances.
Back to the right point to Korzak, steps into the corner, tries a pass, it deflects back to the blue line to Barbashev. He shoots, gets knocked down on the doorstep, and the Flames will clear it into the near corner. Wow, we'll leave it there for Kolasar. Kolasar hit by Frost. Hanley tries to clear the puck out, but can't. As Hag holds it in left point, gives it to Waugh. Waugh spins and loses it. Sharangovich finds it and clears it. Now Uyghur tries to give it to Sharangovich, but the pass is intercepted by Barbashev, and Golden Knights will play it back in. Here's Sharangovich, head to Frost. He's checked as he crosses the Golden Knights line. And then Hag will clear the puck out to center. Just under 5.5 to play in the second. It's still Vegas 3 and Calgary 1. Flames will shoot the puck into the Golden Knights zone and change, but we've got a stoppage as the puck was knocked down with a high stick. 1:16 left in the second, or make that third period in that game between the Ducks and the Wild. It's still Anaheim 2 and Minnesota 1. And the Wild have pulled their goaltender. So we'll update you on that game when we come back. Will this game matter? We're about to find out. 5:21 to play in the second period here at Scotiabank Saddledome. The Flames have some work to do. They trail the Golden Knights by 2. And this is Calgary Flames Hockey on Sportsnet 960 and streaming on the Sportsnet app.
On air and online, This is your home of Calgary Flames hockey. Brought to you by Glenmore Audi and Equus. Sportsnet 960, The Fan.
The sun is shining and the open road is calling. The perfect time to spring into Audi at Glenmore Audi. Get up to $2,000 in stackable cash. Rates from 0% on in-stock 2025 Audi Q5s and complimentary Audi care on all vehicles. Come just welcome spring. Arrive in style. Elevate your drive at Glenmore Audi. Offer ends April 30th. Visit GlenmoreAudi.com.
Hot tubs sure have changed over the past 25 years. Paradise Bay has Arctic spas that are now so efficient, you'll hardly notice a difference on your electric bill. Spa Boy Automated Water Care makes maintenance a breeze. Their spa's online technology allows for real-time monitoring and control from anywhere. Constant improvements in comfort and therapy will have you never wanting to get out of your Arctic spa. Come see what's new. You deserve it. Find your Arctic spa at GoParadiseBay.com.
You're listening to Calgary Flames hockey on your home of the Flames. Sportsnet 960, The Fan.
Well, following tonight's game, stay tuned for the Shane Holmes Save of the Game. For every save a Flames goalie makes, Shane Holmes donates $5 to Kids Sport Calgary. For details, visit ShaneHolmes.com. Shane Holmes, the better way to build.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I've got some bad news. With their goaltender on the bench and an extra attacker on the ice in 20.9 seconds remaining in regulation time, the Wild, who only need 1 point to clinch a Stanley Cup playoff spot, have tied the game up. The Ducks had a couple of shots at the empty net and couldn't put the puck in, and Joel Eriksson-Ek has squared the score, and that is bad news for the Flames, who are not getting the help they need on the Alberta Ford Dealers out-of-town scoreboard. That is a gut punch.
Yeah.
Here's ball, top of the near circle to Anderson. Anderson with a shot knocked down on the doorstep, and now Pearson will pick it up, but he can't clear it out. It's held in right point by Huberdeau, gives it to Cadry, who gives it away to Theodore. He'll play the puck to Pearson. Pearson drops to Holtz, who is checked by Cadry. Cadry will leave it in behind his net for ball, but now 5 minutes remaining in the second period of this game. Here's Pearson. Throw the puck beyond the Flames net. Wolf knocks it down and bounces it into the near corner, where Holtz will grab it and drop it to McNabb. McNabb with a shot off a body in wide of Wolf's net. And now Holtz centers it. Pearson shoots it right into the gut of the goalie, and Wolf will hold on. But pushing and shoving after the whistle. Well, unless the Utah Hockey Club comes from behind trailing 5-1 with 7:44 left in the third period, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but Flames will be mathematically eliminated from the Stanley Cup playoffs. And the Ducks put up a good fight tonight, but the Wild just keep finding a way, Mick.
Yeah, they do. And I mean, I don't know if this is related to that or not, but Nazem Kadri just slammed his water bottle on the Flames bench. You wonder if they know what's going on.
Oh, if I had a water bottle, I'd probably slam it too.
And that is tough. I mean, especially just how hard this team has worked. And we've talked about it time and time again, the resilience, how impressive they've been. They've exceeded all expectations. But if they don't make the playoffs, I think there's no easy way to put it. It's just, it's devastating. It's tough to swallow.
It is, because, you know, we've been around this team all season, at home and on the road, and I feel like they deserve to play in the Stanley Cup playoffs. A 15-game point streak against the Pacific Division, 2-game winning and 6-game point streaks, 9-2-3 in their last 14 games. They played some really good hockey down the stretch. Just haven't had a lot of help, whether it be in their games or in other games that they need help in. Weegar gives it away. Wolfson with a weak shot that goes wide of Wolf's net. Now Carlson plays the puck into the near corner. Weegar pulls over Smith and slides it up the near side to Coronado. Coronado gives it away to Olofsson, though, and he'll flip it into the Flame zone. Ahead to Carlson. Carlson centers Smith, a redirect. Great save by Wolf. And Coleman will flip the puck out. And White Cloud Give it to Carlson. There's a stick lifted and the puck stolen by Backlund, but now slides it back in. Olofsson. And up the left wing side, gets hit by Weegar. Weegar wins that fight for the puck and gives it to Backlund. Backlund being pressured by Dorothea. Slide it up the far boards to Hanley. One-handed out. Huberdeau gets hit by Hag at center. Now Hurdle will back it up into his own zone to Korzak, who slides the left wing side to Dorothea. Dorothea, Desaad, who's got some time and space. He centers. Dorothea shoots, and Wolf flashes the leather and makes a phenomenal glove save.
And that's two massive saves from Dustin Wolf and a 3-on-2 rush here for the Golden Knights. And Brandon Saad, who's just been electric in this game, a nice feed to Dorothea, who literally walks right into that one-timer. But Wolf continues to look sharp here in this game. There's no way he knows what's going on the out-of-town scoreboard, but that's a couple of massive saves to keep the score tight.
Hag with a shot knocked down by Wolf, and the Flames goaltender will hang on.
And that's obviously been such a positive storyline in this season, is just the evolution and the play of Dustin Wolf and how excellent he's been all season long, and now a Calder Trophy candidate. I don't think from a development standpoint you can ask for anything better.
Yeah, and it would be really disappointing if he wasn't at least a finalist for the Calder Trophy. We've seen how much of an impact he's had on this team and on this fan base. He's really given the fans a guy to rally around.
Yeah, he really has, and I mean the entire team has. I mean I've been around a lot of teams in my years, and like you said, maybe I'm biased because we're around the team so much, but I don't know that I've seen a team work harder in my entire career than this team has to make the push that they have this season.
Sharangovich will dump it in behind the Golden Knights net. Pospisil's after it in the far corner. Pospisil rims it around. Hall's able to hold it in and backhand it into the near corner to Frost. Frost being pressured by Hag is shoved off the puck as Hurdle will one-handed to Korzak. Korzak bounces it off Frost's stick and ahead to Hurdle. Stick handles across the red line and dumps it in on Wolf, who makes the save. Sweeps the pocket of the far corner to Bean. He'll give it to Pahal. Sends it out to center. Sharangovich taps it to Pospisil. Plays it in. Knapp. Give it to Kolasar. Bounces it up the near boards to Waugh. He can't clear it, but Kolasar will scoop it up and clear it out. Now Bean bats it out to the neutral zone. Here's Coronado. His pass to Coleman's broken up by Waugh, but now Bean's got it again. Bean will work it up the left wing side to Coleman. Coleman drops it off to Hanley. Hanley, the near circle to Frost. He kicks the puck to his stick. Takes it behind the Golden Knights net and centers it. Hanley with a shot off a body, and it deflects wide. Now Coleman's got it. Trying to fish the puck out of Kolasar's skates does, and now Coronado tries to turn and shoot, but it's whacked away from him by Barbashev, and Coronado has to chase it back into his own territory. 1:40 to play in the second. It is the Golden Knights 3 and the Flames 1 in this game. And bad news in the other games. Still the Blues 5 and the Utah Hockey Club 1. As Coleman can't knock down a bouncing puck in front. He centers it. Coronado trying to get there, can't. As the Golden Knights get it out. And the Wild get the point they need. They tied their game late in the third, and they are even with the Ducks at 2 in 3-on-3 overtime. Puck is cleared out by Barbashev. Kolasar will chase it into the Flame zone. Kolasar bumped by Ball as Huberdeau picks the puck up. Huberdeau can't get it out, at least not in his first attempt. Now he wins the battle for it and slides it ahead to Klapka. Gives it to Kadri. Kadri will flip it towards the net. Into the far quarter by Samsonov. But Kadri grabs it behind the net now and plays it right point to Weegar, who shoots off a body. Klapka with a shot in front, a weak one. Booted into the far quarter by Samsonov. Here's Kadri now. Right point to Weegar. Weegar with a shot tip and a great pad save by Samsonov. Whipped out his left leg to make maybe his best save of the night as the Golden Knights ice it. Now, the Flames haven't been at their best in this game, Mick, but they've also been snake-bitten offensively. They had some great chances in the first, and they've had some more in the second.
Yeah, some really good chances in this last one. A great point shot from Mackenzie Weegar. He's so good at getting pucks through from the blue line. And Nazem Kadri, that's a real skilled tip as he turns his body and just looked like the heel of his blade on it. That's a big save by Samsonov, but I would agree. The Flames have had some really good opportunities, just haven't been able to score.
Puck bouncing around in the neutral zone. Pearson will slap it into the far corner. Holtz goes back to get it. Uyghur whacks it away from him and ahead to Huberdeau. Plays the puck to Kadri. Kadri tripped up by Carlson. Penalty call coming up against the Golden Knights. And the Flames will head to a Holmes by Abbey power play with 11.7 seconds left in the second.
Well, if I had $1 for every time I talked about Nazem Kadri keeping his feet moving to draw penalties, I'd have a couple more bucks. And that's a great play to just keep his feet moving on the entry, and he forces Carlson to haul him down. And this is a good opportunity. 11.7 seconds left in the second here to get within one. And no matter what's happened on the out-of-town scoreboard, you want to play with a lot of pride right now.
Yeah, I mean, the crowds here at Scotiabank Saddledome have been awesome all season. And Ryan Husk has talked a lot about that, how much energy the crowds had here inside of the Sea of Red and how his players have used that energy to their advantage. So in what is going to be their final home game of the season, the Flames want to go out on a high note with another come-from-behind win. Here's Uyghur, top of the far circle of the Coronado with a shot off Waugh's stick and wide of the net. Now Frost gives it to Kadri. Kadri. It's checked by Theodore as the horn sounds to signal the end of the second period. And the Flames with some work to do in the third. And if they don't know by now, they're about to find out the bad news on the Alberta Ford Dealers out-of-town scoreboard. 3:05 left in the third in St. Louis. The Blues with a 5-1 lead in their game against the Utah Hockey Club, and they are in overtime in St. Paul, Minnesota, where the Wild scored with their goaltender on the bench and an extra attacker on the ice, and just 22 seconds remaining in regulation time to pick up the point they needed to clinch a playoff spot. And it looks like the Flames are a few minutes away from being mathematically eliminated. The Blues have actually now made it 6-1, with the Wild and Ducks tied at 2 in OT. And Mick, I'm gutted for the group because they have worked so hard for so long to stay in the fight for a Stanley Cup playoff spot. If not for that 12-game winning streak by the Blues, they probably would have clinched a playoff spot by now, and this is going to be tough for them to swallow.
Gutted for the team, gutted for the coaches and all of the staff as well, and just how much work everybody, puts in, and, what makes the motor run is all of the work by everyone. So, yeah, definitely it's going to be a tough pill to swallow, that's for sure.
Sad that this is the last game we're going to call together as well. So there's that. Shots on goal in the second period. The Golden Knights with 13 for a two-period total of 24. The Flames with 8 for a 40-minute total of 17. Flames are winning the special teams battle tonight. They're 1 for 2 on the power play, built by Holmes by Abbey. Looking for a quickie? Holmes by Abbey has quick possession homes to get you moving fast. Visit homesbyabbey.com today. And the Flames, once again, a really disciplined team tonight, and that has been their MO ever since that St. Patrick's Day game against the Maple Leafs. So the Flames have not given the Golden Knights a power play, have only given their opponents 5 power plays in the last 4 games and 18 in the last 11 games. Flames have the best penalty kill in the NHL since the start of March, but haven't had to use it tonight. No Flames penalty kills, powered by Wolf Calgary. The wait is over. Canada's newest Chevrolet GMC Buick dealership is now open, with grand opening sales and savings of up to $12,500. Visit Wolf Calgary at 756 101 Street Southwest, just off of Stony Trail and Old Banff Coach Road. Well, we thank you for tuning in to Calgary Flames hockey here on Sportsnet 960 The Fan, not only tonight, but all season long. We've got a great crew. I'm Derek Wills alongside Megan Mickelson, who will be working alongside John Abbott on Thursday night as she makes her Sportsnet television debut as the color analyst for that game between the Flames and the Kings, which means that Pat will be by my side again. But thanks to the rest of our broadcast crew, including our host, Pat Steinberg, who worked so hard all season long, both on Flames Talk and, of course, on Flames broadcasts. Our reporter, Matt Rose, in-arena board operator, Tim Khalil. Our in-studio board op is Cam Hughes tonight, and our broadcast engineer is Jeff Mason. Well, it's almost official. They are late in the third period in St. Louis. The Blues lead the Utah Hockey Club 6-1. The Wild pick up the point they need as they go to overtime in their game against the Ducks, and the Flames will be mathematically eliminated from the Stanley Cup playoffs. They trail the Golden Knights 3-1 through 2 periods of play. We'll see if they can battle back for one more third period come from behind win here at Scotiabank Saddledome when we return. But first, let's send it to Pat Steinberg for our Prairie Honda second intermission.
Yep, Prairie Honda. Need more power and efficiency in your lineup? Meet the 2025 Honda Civic Hybrid with rates from 2.99%. Visit prairiehonda.ca. Steinberg and Matty Rose along with you. And a disappointing second intermission for Prairie Honda, Matty. The Minnesota Wild get a Joel Eriksson-Ek goal in the dying seconds to clinch a playoff spot. They get it to overtime. Matt Boldy actually wins it in overtime. They put Marc-Andre Fleury in, and that allows them to give Marc-Andre Fleury the victory as well, which was pretty cool to see. And it is now official, Matty. The Blues have just won. The Flames are officially eliminated from playoff contention. Hey, look. As you said to me, that's what happens when you leave your fate in the hands of other teams. And have the Wild almost choked it away. The Blues won easily 6-1. But if you leave it in the hands of other teams, home ice against a non-playoff team, the most likely outcome was this, unfortunately. And the Flames also are down 3-1 to Vegas after 40 minutes of play. But yeah, it's a disappointing end of the season because they've fought hard for 81 2/3 games so far this year, hey?
Yeah, and you've really felt like, down the stretch that maybe there might be a couple miracles that would go their way and allow this team to sneak into the playoffs and extend their season by a little bit longer. And it's a tough spot to be in now. Like, I'm sure all the guys in the locker room are trying and probably finding out the same thing. And that's got to be gutting because for the last few weeks, they've been one of the better teams, right? They're 4-0-2 entering this game. They got points in, 11 of their last 14 games. They've been playing some good hockey to try and get themselves in the race, but the Blues went on that 12-game heater. That kind of changed things. The Wild started choking down the stretch, but finally able to stabilize themselves here. And now they'll have to go to Vegas in the opening round, and the Blues will be headed up to Winnipeg. But, gut-wrenching right now for the Calgary Flames. And their fans.
Yeah, and I'm sure fans are just starting to find out as well if you've been dialed in on the game. What do we think of what we've seen so far from Calgary through 40 minutes? They're down 3-1. They'll have a $1.49 of power play time to start the third period. What do we make of this Flames effort with their season on the line?
It's been solid. It hasn't been the worst effort. That second period, was admittedly watching a little bit of that Ducks game myself, but I thought they had a really good jump out of the box. A couple of great saves by Samsonov, right? Like, you have the one net side try where Jonathan Huberdeau and Adam Klapka just can't sneak one by the leg of Samsonov down on that near post to us. There was a deflection by Nazem Kadri that was also kicked out by Samsonov. So that's a tough one to see because I thought that the top line probably played some of their more impactful hockey that we've seen in the game. And those guys are the ones that you kind of think about where, Nazem Kadri, how many more seasons does he have left in the NHL?
At this level.
This level where he can actually, be a real contributor on a team. So, it's a tough spot to be in. I thought that they went out and fought and kind of did what they could in that second period, but there has been a couple of things not to love. I think the third pair has really struggled in this game here tonight, and that's certainly been something that's kind of stood out too.
So now we look ahead to Game 82 in Los Angeles, that makeup game with nothing on the line for either side. Now you look forward to seeing Zayn Perk make his NHL debut.
Yep.
Now you look forward to
turn the page, right?
I mean, there's still a third period to play here.
Of course.
And obviously we'll talk about the game. But, I mean, the story is the fact that the season's over now. But it'll be an opportunity for the Flames to do some different things and to maybe give some different looks in terms of their lineup. I just was waiting for Aidar Suniev and Zayn Perk to walk by so they didn't hear us talking about them.
Are their ears burning?
They kind of were. But yeah, Suniev, Perek, I wonder if William Stromgren, Kuznetsov, Brestevich maybe. Like they've got some opportunities. Now they've only got 2 regular recalls, but you can definitely, you can fudge it a little bit. And the NHL doesn't really care for Game 82. So wonder what we see in terms of the lineup on Thursday night in LA.
Yeah, and the Wranglers play Friday afternoon here at the Dome in a matinee at 1 o'clock. They also play Sunday afternoon at 1 o'clock. But those games don't necessarily mean a ton for the Wranglers. They're going to be going to the playoffs. You know, they have a slight chance at home ice, but once again, you're relying on the Coachella Valley Firebirds to lose their last 2 games and the Wranglers to win both of their next 2 games, one of them in regulation at least, to get home ice. You're playing against the Barracuda. So when you kind of look at that one, it's more or less you got to get that team ready for the postseason there, but also give a couple of guys
Well, you've got Klapka can go down.
Yeah.
And Hunt.
But I'm thinking, like, who do you want to bring up and give them a little carrot at the end of the season?
And I'm just thinking, like, who could go and join them now? Klapka and Hunt could go join the Wranglers for the rest of the year as well. Perek.
Not Suniev.
Not Suniev, yep.
Suniev. What about the netminder, Sergeyev?
He could join them on an ATO, although I think Cooley's a little banged up right now, but I'd imagine they'll ride with Devin Cooley.
They did recall Connor Murphy, I believe.
Yeah, I think Cooley's a little banged up right now.
But yeah, there's some things there, and you'll see who kind of rises to the occasion. There's still going to be a couple of things to watch for, and frankly, like, I don't know, would you rather be here or would you rather be like the Boston Bruins, who their season's been over for a month now, and watching that hockey has just been kind of pitiful and hard to watch as they've just strung out the season and just kind of sleepwalked through this last month. So me personally, I know if a lot of fans won't agree, but I've enjoyed the ride despite it coming to a pretty abrupt halt here tonight.
I have too, and I have really enjoyed the ride. And there's 4 more periods to go. It's been a hell of a ride, and unfortunately, the Flames have been officially eliminated from the playoffs on this Tuesday night. Some good news: Hitman lead Lethbridge 2-1 after 40 in Game 3 of that series. It's Pat and Matt live in the Peter Maher broadcast booth, brought to you by South Point Toyota. The Get In and Go event is on now with the best inventory and the best interest rates of the year, as low as 0% under the tower at South Point Toyota. This is Calgary Flames hockey on Sportsnet 960, The Fan.
On air and online, this is your home of Calgary Flames hockey. Brought to you by Eastside Dodge and Shane Holmes. Sportsnet 960, The Fan.
Alpine News Network is here live with one of our superheroes.
I don't want to say I'm a big deal, but I am a superhero. I love helping people consolidate their debts, and that's what I did for the Smiths. I took their bills and zoom! Wha-bam! Pow! Zap! Turn them into one low monthly payment. No, the sound's not necessary, but it's part of the fun.
Own your home? Need a loan? Alpine Credits can help.
Alpine Credits, where homeowners get approved.
The Get In and Go event is on now under the tower at South Point Toyota. Once again, it's the best time of the year to buy your new Toyota. The best inventory and the best interest rates of the year, as low as 0%. And the best trade and bang for your buck. Don't miss the Get In and Go event on now at South Point Toyota.
Would you prevent a disaster if you saw it coming? Of course you would. So what if you knew you were at risk of a heart attack or stroke? I'm George Russick here for HeartFit Clinic. I was shocked when I learned that medical stress tests can miss heart disease and that 83% of people with heart disease have normal cholesterol levels. The experts at HeartFit Clinic have the most accurate screening tests and proven treatments to detect, prevent, and even reverse heart disease. No doctor's referral needed. Take charge and learn what your risk factors are. Book a free consultation today at heartfit.ca.
At Wolseley, we're the people behind your projects. When you visit one of our branches, you're not just getting products, you're getting expert guidance from our knowledgeable associates. We're here to help you find the right solutions for every job, fast. No one knows your needs like we do. Whether you shop at one of our branches or online at wolseleyexpress.com, experience the difference our team makes in keeping your projects on track. Your project, our priority.
Breaking down the game after 2 periods. You're locked on Flames Talk at the intermission with Pat Steinberg. Sportsnet 960 The Fan, Calgary.
Okay, Flames trail 3-1 after 40 minutes of play against the Vegas Golden Knights as we continue along here from the Scotiabank Saddledome. And stay with us during tonight's post-game show for the save of the game, brought to you by Shane Holmes. For every save a Flames goaltender makes, Shane Holmes donates $5 to Kids Sport Calgary. Visit ShaneHolmes.com, the better way to build. Time now for your second period scoring summary. All the scoring so far has come in the first. It was Vegas opening it at 5:25. Pavel Dorofeyev makes it 1-0 with his 34th. Tomas Hertl and Brandon Saad draw the assists before Calgary ties it. Morgan Frost makes it 1-1 on the power play. His 14th from Mackenzie Weegar and Matt Coronado at 10-11. We had a 1-1 tie. Vegas goes back out in front at 14:52. Nick Waugh, nice breakaway finish for his 15th. Ivan Barbashev, Keegan Kolasar draw the assist at 14:52. Then a backbreaker late in the first period. Tomas Hertl makes it 3-1 with his 32nd in the dying seconds. Hertl from Saad and Nick Hag at 19:36 to make it 3-1 Vegas. That was your score after 20. No scoring in the second. It remains 3-1 Vegas after 40 minutes of play. Shots in the second period were 13-8 Golden Knights. Shots after 40, 24-17 in favor of Vegas. Flames not officially charged with a second period power play. They do have a minute 49 of power play time to kick off the third period, however. They're 1 for 1 on the power play so far and a $1.49 to start the third. Vegas still looking for their first power play this evening, and it is 3-1 Golden Knights after 20 minutes of play, after 40 minutes of play, rather. That is your second period scoring summary. Now the out-of-town scoreboard brought to you by your Alberta Ford dealers. Lease a 2025 F-150 STX with the black appearance package during the Ford It's a Big Deal event. Visit your Alberta Ford store or Ford.ca today. Okay, well, the scores that did in the Flames and the scores that ended their season. Minnesota ties it to get their point with about 20 seconds to go, and then Matt Boldy wins it in overtime. Wild to finish in the first wild card spot. 3-2 overtime win over the Ducks. St. Louis will finish in the second wild card spot. They crush Utah 6-1. Other final scores: Devils beat the Bruins 5-4 in overtime. Maple Leafs clinch first in the Atlantic with a 4-0 win over Buffalo. Hawks over the Senators 4-3 in overtime. It'll be the Sens and Maple Leafs in round one for the first time since 2004. Blue Jackets stay alive with a 3-0 win in Philly. Lightning and Panthers will play in round one. Tonight, Lightning beat the Panthers 5-1. Capitals take out the Islanders 3-1, and one game underway right now. Kings and Kraken scoreless in the first period. Calgary Hitmen have a 2-1 lead on Lethbridge early in the third period in Game 3 of their second round series. Hurricanes lead that series 2-0, so this is a pretty close to must win for the Hitmen. They've got a 2-1 lead though early in the third. That's your out-of-town scoreboard brought to you by your Alberta Ford dealers. Well, it's a disappointing situation, and the Flames will enter the third period with nothing to play for in the standings. But can they give their home fans one more comeback, one more third period magic, or one more instance of third period magic, and can they wrap up the home schedule with a victory? They trail 3-1 to Vegas after 40. That'll wrap us up in our second intermission, brought to you by Prairie Honda. Derek Wills, Megan Mickelson standing by. They've got third period play-by-play around the corner. This is Calgary Flames hockey on Sportsnet 960 The Fan.
On air and online, this is your home of Calgary Flames hockey. Brought to you by Alberta Ford Dealers and Shane Holmes. Sportsnet 960, The Fan.
Hey folks, Paul Brandt here. Around these parts, we work hard, play hard, and we demand the best. Sometimes you need a truck that's a cut above. The Ford Super Duty. Tough enough for any job with the style and luxury you deserve. It's as powerful as it is refined, with cutting-edge features that make every drive a pleasure. In short, this ain't your everyday pickup. The Ford Super Duty. Drive the finest truck Alberta has to offer today at your Alberta Ford dealer. And tell them PV sent you.
An Arctic spa from Paradise Bay makes hot tubbing easy. Their exclusive Forever Floor is engineered to sit on any level surface, eliminating costly and painful site prep. The revolutionary auto care water system, Spa Boy, takes away all the hassles of water care. From their comprehensive delivery and setup to the online proactive monitoring of your spa, they're making it easier for everyone to enjoy the benefits of owning an Arctic spa. You deserve one. Find your Arctic spa at GoParadiseBay.com.
Some homes speak to you the second you see the floor plan. Others whisper, change me. At Shane Homes, you don't have to choose. Fall for a floor plan you love or customize every detail from blueprint to backyard. And this spring, we're giving you the opportunity to save your way. Keep it simple and save, or go custom and save up to double the GST. Don't wait. Offer ends May 31st. Conditions apply. Find your favorite way to save at ShaneHomes.com. If it's your favorite, it's probably Shane Homes.
It's game time. You're listening to Calgary Flames Hockey on Sportsnet 960, The Fan.
Another night where Flames do not get the help that they need on the Alberta Ford Dealers out-of-town scoreboard. And with the Blues winning and with the Wild winning, the Flames have been mathematically eliminated from the Stanley Cup playoffs. And this will be their final home game of this 2024-2025 season. We'll see if they can come from behind to win it. They trailed the Golden Knights 3-1 through 2 periods of play tonight. Derek Wills alongside Megan Mickelson for the final time this season. As Huberdeau will slide it across the ice to Kadri, who shoots and scores! Just 32 seconds into the third period, Nazem Kadri rips the puck past Ilya Samsonov, and for the first time in his NHL career, he has scored 33 goals, and he gives the Flames a little bit of life and makes it 3-2.
Well, how about the irony in that? I mean, Nazem Kadri setting a career high in goals in a season, and the beautiful shot that beats Samsonov clear. He would have been able to see that puck the entire way. You can tell by his reaction he wasn't happy with it. A beautiful feed from Huberdeau over to Kadri, and he buries that one.
Feels fitting, as he has been the driver of this team offensively all season long, right?
Yeah.
So, 1-goal game.
Of the year, scored by number 91, Nazem Kadri. Assist number 10, Jonathan Huberdeau. And to number 27, Matt Coronado. Power play goal, 32 seconds.
He's back with a shot, he scores! This is why it's so hard not to love this group of guys. Knowing they've been eliminated from the Stanley Cup playoffs, the Flames score 32 seconds into the third to make it 3-2, and then they score 32 seconds later to make it 3-3. The captain, Michael Backlund, ties the game up.
Now you want to talk about leadership. There it is right there. And again, it's been key on these 2 goals is a really clear entry, and Michael Backlund gets the puck, rips it 5-hole by Samsonov, and just got to look at his face on the bench. You could see the emotion.
It's Olofsson in with a shot, fought off by Wolf. Now Smith will slide a right point to Korzak. Korzak with a shot, and Wolf gloves it and holds it. And here's Beasley.
Come Backlund! His 14th of the year, assistant number 20, Blake Coleman. And to number 7, Kevin Ball. Time of the goal, 1:04.
You can just tell, looking at the facial expressions of Michael Backlund and Blake Coleman up on the Sportsnet scoreboard, how gutted they are. Their fight for a playoff spot is over.
They went to Backlund right after he scored that goal, and I mentioned, I mean, you could see it on his face, just the disappointment, and I mean, they've given everything they've had this last stretch all season long.
It's been a big year for Michael Backlund. Of course, he played in his 1,000th game in October. Flames captain, having to battle through injuries for most of the season, had his 328-game Ironman streak snapped. He's been playing some great hockey down the stretch. Ryan Husker told us the best hockey he's played this season has been with the Flames fighting for a playoff spot. So fitting that he gets the game-tying goal tonight. And Mick, you knew the Flames weren't going to go down without a fight in this one, even after being eliminated from the playoffs. Back to the right point to Pahal. He'll flip it in behind Samsonov's net. And Waugh will bounce it up the near boards to Barbashev, who gives it to Kolasar, who spins in. Kolasar flips it to Waugh. Barbashev, slides across the crease and makes a terrific stop. Now Theodore will give it to Waugh. Plays it near side to Kolasar. He has it whacked away, but it's held in right point by Theodore, who gives it away to Bean, and he'll send the puck out to center. Waugh will bring it back in and slip it right wing side to Barbashev, who spins and tries to make a pass. Glove down by Klapka. Adam Klapka has been a positive story for the Flames late in the season. His future looks bright.
Absolutely. He's really just seemed to figure out how he needs to play to be effective at the NHL level.
There's Pearson in. Pearson drops, and Howden shoots and rips one high and wide of Wolf's net. Now Whitecloud bounces it off a skate, right to Klapka. He'll slide it to the Golden Knights line, and now Howden will quickly bounce it off of Holtz's stick and in behind Wolf's net. Anderson will slide it up the far boards to Backlund. Bounces the puck to Coronado. He'll give it to Ball. Jumps up into the rush. Lugs it in up the left wing side. Pokes it in behind the net. And into the far quarter to Coleman. Coronado with a shot knocked down by Samsonov. And now picked up by Hutton as he falls. Is able to knock the puck out to the neutral zone. Pearson will golf it in. Both teams will start to change as we approach the 4-minute mark of the third. Flames and Golden Knights now tied at 3. Puck is slid in behind the Golden Knights net. Rooney gets there first in the forecheck. Leave it in behind the net for Coleman. Plays it into the far corner. Weegar in off the right point. Feeds it out in front, right off the stick of Samsonov, and back to the left point to Hanley. Hanley will give it to Weegar, who spins it, shoots off the shaft of Coleman's stick, and wide to the far side. Now Farabee gives the puck away to Saad, and he'll lift it up in the air and down the ice as both teams start to change. Be sure to get your tickets for the Flames Foundation 50-50. Jackpot's already up to $167,297. Plus, you got a $43,000 bonus prize. And some early bird prizes, 1 per hour. There's Carlson in. Carlson stopped by Bean. Irby can't find the puck, though, as Smith. Bean battle forward in the near corner. Carlson and Lomberg. They get a 4-man fight for the puck as Lomberg will feed Frost. Spins across his blue line to the red line and lifts it up in the air and in behind the Golden Knights net. Irby gets there first and leaves it for Frost. Former Flyers and current Flames connecting there as bounces up the far boards by Anderson. Lomberg holds it in and lays it in behind the net to Frost, who turns it front, drops. Ball shoots out the post. He might have broke the post with that slap shot as Frost takes a shot that misses the net. Here's Pospisil now. Into the far quarter to Frost. He tries to kick the puck to his stick, but instead it goes to Carlson. And he'll leave it for McNabb, who gives it away to Pospisil. Pospisil gives it away, and now gets it back and shoots, and Samsonov makes a stick stop. Now Frost has it behind the net. He'll swing it back to the right point to Anderson. Anderson across the line to Ball. Returns and drops. Sharon Govich fans on a shot as the puck is picked up and lifted off the glass and out by Smith. That should be and will be an icing call on the Golden Knights.
What a shot by Kevin Ball. That was just an absolute cannon. Rings it right off the post. He's got a bit of a burn in his saddle in this third period. Has an assist as well. And I mean, that one beats Samsonov clear. Just about goes in. Flames almost get the lead.
Faceoff coming up to Samsonov's right. Kadri wins the draw. Huberdeau will leave a left point for Hanley, who gives it back to Huberdeau. Tries to pass to Weegar, but it's broken up smartly by Olofsson. And now Waugh will take over. Waugh being chased by Klapka. Klapka with a good stick, whacks it away from Waugh. And now Theodore moving far side to McNabb, whose stick explodes. And Huberdeau will quickly play it ahead to Klapka. He spins and tries to center, but his pass to Kadri is intercepted by Waugh. He slides the puck to Kolasar. He gets to center. Backhands it in as the Golden Knights start to change. Weegar clear it out, and now Huberdeau will bring it in and try to flip it to Kadri. It goes to Klapka. He'll give it back to Huberdeau, and then gives it away to fellow number 10, Waugh. Waugh will play it to Hutton, who's able to knock it out to the neutral zone, but Bean will slap it back in and ahead to Kadri. Kadri drops it off to Pahal. Former Golden Knight steps in. Pahal to the backhand, stopped by Samsonov, who makes an awkward-looking save and then grabs the puck with his blocker and freezes it for a face-off as Klapka and Whitecloud grab each other, and the linesmen get in there quickly. We'll take a break. 13:39 to play in the third period. Unfortunately, even though they got to game 81 of 82 and would have had a chance if things had gone their way here and on the out-of-town scoreboard tonight, the Flames have been mathematically eliminated from the Stanley Cup playoffs. Unfortunately, the Wild and Blues both win. The Flames were losing, but they've tied it up. It's 3-3 here at the Dome. Back with more of the third period in a moment. This is Calgary Flames Hockey on Sportsnet 960 and streaming on the Sportsnet app.
On air and online, this is your home of Calgary Flames Hockey. Brought to you by Wolf Cadillac and Alpine Credits. Sportsnet 960, The Fan.
At Woolsey, we're the people behind your projects. When you visit one of our branches, you're not just getting products, you're getting expert guidance from our knowledgeable associates. We're here to help you find the right solutions for every job fast. No one knows your needs like we do. Whether you shop at one of our branches or online at WolseleyExpress.com, experience the difference our team makes in keeping your projects on track. Your project, our priority.
The sun is shining, and the open road is calling. The perfect time to spring into Audi at Glenmore Audi. Get up to $2,000 in stackable cash. Rates from 0% on in-stock 2025 Audi Q5s and complimentary Audi care on all vehicles. Don't just welcome spring. Arrive in style. Elevate your drive at Glenmore Audi. Offer ends April 30th. Visit GlenmoreAudi.com.
You're listening to Calgary Flames Hockey on your home of the Flames, Sportsnet 960, The Fan.
Well, following tonight's game, stay tuned for the Shane Holmes save of the game. For every save a Flames goalie makes, Shane Holmes donates $5 to Kidsport Calgary. For details, visit ShaneHolmes.com. Shane Holmes, the better way to build.
Well, if you haven't heard, Megan will be making her Sportsnet television debut alongside John Abbott as the color analyst for Flames' final game of the season against the Kings at Crypto.com Arena in Los Angeles on Thursday night. And as I try not to get emotional, break a leg, partner.
Thanks,
it's been
Wilson.
fun for 2 years. It's too bad we don't get to call one more game together, or maybe more than that if the Flames had found a way in this season.
Well, that means a lot. I'm obviously looking forward to the opportunity, but sad that this is our last period of the season.
Eager up the middle to Backlund, who tied this game up. He'll give the puck to Coleman. Coleman trying to return it to Backlund. And the fans who have been so great in this building this season, trying to get the Flames out in front for the first time tonight as ball shoots, and that rising shot is gloved by Samsonov, who will hold on.
When we think back on this team and just the season that they've had, I think one of the biggest takeaways for me, one of the most important things they've done is they've really developed an identity for their team. I think Morgan Frost said it, those pesky Calgary Flames just won't go away. They're a hard team to play against, one that plays with a lot of pace, plays a physical game. So developing an identity like that has been a real positive takeaway, and they're showing it here in this third period. They just won't go away no matter what the situation.
Golden Knights will get it in deep. Call back to get it. Being pressured by Waugh. We'll give it to Kadri. He tries to muscle the puck out, but can't. Ends up back on ball stick in the near corner, and he'll leave it in behind the net. Trying to give it to his partner, Anderson, but Golden Knights all over the Flames on the forecheck here. The Golden Knights have a long-established identity of playing the right way. And really it's something they established in their inaugural season when they shocked the hockey world and went all the way to the Stanley Cup final. And it's really never changed, man. And even with a bunch of regulars out tonight, they're still a tough team to play against. Barbashev in, centering Kolasar, and the doorstep is stopped by Wolf. Another phenomenal save by the Flames rookie goalie. We have a penalty call coming up, though, as Hutton winds and fires one wide of Wolf's net. The puck will ricochet off the boards and slide all the way down the ice. Samsonov has gone to the Golden Knights bench. The delayed Flames penalty call coming up. Now less than 12 minutes to play in the third period of a 3-3 hockey game. Whitecloud and to Carlson, who weaves his way in. Carlson turns and drops, but his pass to Whitecloud is intercepted by Lomberg. And as he touches the puck, the whistle sounds. And for the first time tonight, Flames will head to a Wolf Cadillac Calgary penalty kill.
Adam Klapka's the guilty guy heading to the penalty box, but I mean, just prior to that, I mean, what a play by Dustin Wolf and another massive save. He's made a few 10-bellers in this third period and showing just what a competitor he is, but it's Adam Klapka on the back check after Wolf makes the save on the break by Kolasari, just cross-checks him into the boards.
Well, the Flames penalty kill has definitely been a bright spot down the stretch. When you dig yourself into a hole on either side of special teams, it's tough to climb out of it. But the Flames have been fantastic on the PK. On the season, they're up to 76.0%, which is 26, which sounds bad, and it was bad for a while. But how about this? 5 for 5 in the last 3, 17 for 18 with a shorthanded goal in the last 10, and an NHL high 87.8 penalty kill percentage since the start of March. On the power play, the Golden Knights at 29.1%, second in the league, behind only the Jets. Dorothea with a shot right into the head of the goalie, and Wolf holds on.
Yeah, I think he got a couple guys out of the Golden Knights lineup. Obviously not the same power play that we would typically see. But Dorothea, I mean, he's been such a great player. He's so underrated, in my opinion, and what he's been able to do for this Golden Knights team. Their leading scorer. It's crazy, though, out of the 50 points that he has, 33 of those are goals. So 66% of his points are goals, and that's first in the NHL.
Figure will lift the puck up and down the ice. The Euro takeover behind his net. Minute 15 remaining in the Klapka penalty. And now 10:45 to play in the third period. Vegas had a 3-1 lead following the first and after the second, but Calgary has tied it. Scored 2 goals in the first 1 minute and 4 seconds of the third. Already protecting the puck. He's done an excellent job of the penalty kill for the Flames this season. Gets it in deep to Sharon Govich. They've been using him more on the PK of late. Smith will knock the puck out to the neutral zone. Waugh hits it to Olofsson. Dangles in, dumps it in behind Wolf's net. Puck will bounce into the near corner to Smith. Smith gets hit, knocked off the puck by Sharon Govich. And Mick, I think that's what's helped Yegor turn things around late in the season, is that he's been much more engaged physically.
Absolutely.
Here's Hutton. Carlson with a shot, and he rips it wide of Wolf's net. The puck will ricochet off the inboards and bounce all the way down the ice.
Well, that was a big part of what Ryan Huska talked about in Yegor Sharangovich turning his game around, was being more engaged in battles and making sure that he was coming out with pucks, along with being more physical.
He stretched his goal streak to a season-long 3 games with 2 goals, including the game winner, which was the 100th goal of his NHL career in that 5-2 victory over the Sharks on Sunday. And they'll lift it off the glass and into the Golden Knights zone. And that'll do it for the penalty kill. Flames successful on that Wolf Cadillac Calgary penalty kill. And here they come, Kadri to Klapka, who shoots, and that puck gets deflected over top of the Golden Knights net. Close call there, right off the PK. We've seen the Flames do that a lot of late, Mick. Kill off a penalty and pick up momentum from doing that.
Yeah, that's what your PK can do for you sometimes.
Huberdeau in, he drops to Kadri, bats it up the far boards to Pahal, who shoots, Klapka scores! Adam Klapka goes hard to the Golden Knights net and chops the puck past Ilya Samsonov. Adam Klapka heating up late in the season, scores the go-ahead goal. The Flames have 3 unanswered and a 4-3 lead.
Well, we talked about Adam Klapka just really starting to find his game with this team, and a big part of that is going to the net, using his body, getting to the front of the net to bury a couple, and he's really done a great job of that. It's exactly what he does here. Heads net front once again and gets rewarded.
Now here comes Sod with a shot fought off by Wolf, bouncing puck, and it goes in. Another fortuitous bounce for a Flames opponent. Feels like it's been happening all season long. A delayed reaction by the officials, but the puck did cross the goal line. They will talk about it But it appears as though the Golden Knights have squared the score at 4.
Yeah, Braden Pahal pinches at the blue line, and it sort of creates that rush chance for Saad, but then Wolf makes the initial save. The puck goes up over his back. It just kind of lands on the goal line. Braden Pahal tries to get there in time to keep it out, but Jake Bean as well, and they all just kind of plow into Dustin Wolf. But the refs are down at the penalty box and taking a look at this, maybe looking to see if Dustin Wolf was pushed back into his net.
I think two things could come into play here, Mick. Number one, was there an intention to blow the whistle? Number two, did a member of the Golden Knights push a member of the Flames into Dustin Wolf and thus the puck into the net? The Flames are thinking about challenging this. Ryan Huska and Cale McLean having a chat, and Jamie Pringle, who's done a phenomenal job with these coaches' challenges this season, will offer his opinion to the coaching staff, and then Ryan Huska will make the decision, and he has decided to challenge this game-time goal.
Goaltender interference prior to the goal.
I mean, I like that call, and I know that you and I have talked about it, just how much respect we have for Ryan Huska and what he's been able to do with this group, and I mean, in knowing what the situation is and the fate of the Calgary Flames right now and not making the playoffs, you see the players continuing to push, but Ryan Huska and the coaching staff as well continuing to do their job.
Brandon Saad definitely pushed Jake Bean into Dustin Wolf.
Yeah, so
and Saad didn't even celebrate the goal.
Yeah.
Almost like he knew it shouldn't count.
I don't think Saad even knew the puck was in the net either. Just from where he was standing off to the side of Wolf, and the puck kind of goes down under Wolf. He's sitting on it. I don't even think Saad knew it was in the net.
Mick, if I've learned one lesson this season,
no guessing.
It's to stop guessing on goaltender interference.
No doubt about that.
Because, quite frankly, there's been no rhyme or reason.
I think we can say this is what we think they're looking at. But, I mean, I think that's coaches around the league, players around the league, it's everybody at this point. It's so hard to predict what the end result of these calls. There's still so much gray area.
Well, they've made a fairly quick decision. And here's referee Frederic Lacuillier.
After the coach's challenge, the calls on the ice stem. We have a good goal.
Shocker. Of course, I say that tongue-in-cheek because it feels like every single one of these calls goes against the Flames, but the backstory is the coaching staff plays a game called Goal or No Goal every morning, where they watch all of these from around the league, and they guess goal or no goal. And then if they have any questions, Jamie Pringle will call the Situation Room in Toronto and get an explanation so that he is educated and can offer the coaches an educated guess on which way it's going to go. Now, would they have challenged that if they were still in the fight for a Stanley Cup playoff spot? Maybe, maybe not, but it's a good goal, and now the Flames are shorthanded and off to a Wolf Cadillac Calgary penalty kill. 4-4 the score.
Penalty 11-12. Here comes Tornado serving
ahead. Coleman across the Golden Knights line ahead to Paul. Ball trying to settle down the bouncing puck. Riddle will take over beyond the Golden Knights net. 8:20 to play in the third period. It's 4-4. The Flames have an NHL long 35-game winning streak with scoring 4 more goals and are 16-0-0 in doing so this season. We'll see if that streak continues after this game against the Golden Knights. Here's Waugh, far side, and over to Holtz, who shoots, is stopped, and the rebound's picked up by Coleman, and Coleman will clear it up the near boards, but not out. Puck is knocked down by Dorofeev. He gives it to Hurdle. It drops it back to Theodore. Theodore, a shot stopped by Wolf through some traffic, and now Waugh will take over behind the net and bat it up the near boards to Dorofeev. Dorofeev gives it to Hurdle. Hurdle back to the blue line to Theodore. Returns the puck to Hurdle. It goes far side. Here's a one-timer off the stick of Holtz. It misses high, and the puck will go off the glass and deflect all the way down the ice. 40 seconds remaining in the Coronado Minor. Just under 7.5 to play in the third of a 4-4 game here at the Dome. If you're just joining us, the Blues and the Wild both won The Flames have been mathematically eliminated from the Stanley Cup playoffs. They trailed 3-1 through 2 periods of play, scored a couple of quick goals to start the third. Just to show you what kind of character this team has, Mick. They knew they were out. Didn't mean they were going to quit. And they didn't. And they tied it. And then took a 4-3 lead before the Golden Knights. On a goal, the Flames challenged unsuccessfully. Squared the score at 4. As Carlson in, he can't split between Farabee and Hall. As the puck's picked up in the near quarter by Bean, who tries to flip it ahead to Farabee. Would have been good timing with Coronado coming out of the box, but Farabee couldn't corral the puck. Well, the Knights making a change is White Cloud. They'll slide the puck out to center to Howden. Lifts it over Bean's head and into the near quarter. Saad gets there first, but gives the puck away to Frost, who's got his first goal in 26 games tonight. Frost will leave it for Farabee, who banks it off the end boards and up the near side to Bean, who slides it to Sharon Govich. Trying to score for a fourth straight game. He beats Farabee. Farabee trying to cut in. Coughs the puck up, but Frost picks it up. Frost gets caught flat-footed, though, as Colasar steals it from him and speeds it up the left wing side and drops it. Howden to Saad with a shot. Tipped and stopped by Wolf. Not an easy save for the Flames rookie goalie as Sharon Govich comes the other way. We'll just muscle the puck into the Golden Knights zone as we're into the final 6 minutes of the third period of this 4-4 game. Flames have gone to overtime 23 times this season. Only the Canucks have had to work overtime more often. They've played 3-on-3 24 times. So I suppose it would be fitting for the Flames to get to 24 in their final home game of the season here tonight.
Well, it's crazy to think, too, if a couple of those overtimes would have gone the other way.
That's probably going to be the difference when it's all said and done. Pearson, the left wing side, centers it in front, bouncing puck. It goes by Hurdle. Back to McNabb, who shoots. That shot's gobbled up by the goaltender, and Wolf will hold on as the penalty has come to an end, and we're back to 5-on-5 with 5:16 to play in the third period, and potentially in the Flames' final home game of the season. It has been a back-and-forth battle. The Golden Knights had a 3-1 lead. The Flames took a 4-3 lead, but the visitors have tied it. And even though they've been mathematically eliminated from the Stanley Cup playoffs, the Flames want to finish on a high note here inside of the Sea of Red. And we'll see how this game goes in the final 5:16 with Calgary and Vegas tied at 4. And this is Calgary Flames Hockey on Sportsnet 960 and streaming on the Sportsnet app.
On air and online, this is your home of Calgary Flames Hockey. Brought to you by Canyon Plumbing and Heating and South Point Toyota. Sportsnet 960, The Fan.
When you choose Motorworks, you know you're getting the best service for your BMW. But did you know they also work on minis in their state-of-the-art facility? Always meeting or beating competitors' quotes. Motorworks, exceeding all expectations. On 51st Ave and 3rd Street Southeast.
Big news, Calgary. The wait is over. Canada's newest Chevrolet Buick GMC dealership is now open. Find Wolf Calgary at 756 101st Street Southwest, just off Stony Trail on Old Banff Coach Road. Experience Canada's newest Chevy Buick GMC dealership with over 40 service bays, plus standalone Cadillac dealership with concierge service. Be among the first to explore Wolf Calgary's state-of-the-art showrooms. Visit them in person or online at wolfcadillacCalgary.com.
Choose Motorworks for your BMW and Mini. With their state-of-the-art facility, they offer the latest tools and software, plus they meet or beat all competitors' quotes by 15%. Motorworks, exceeding all expectations. On 51st Ave and 3rd Street Southeast.
You're listening to Calgary Flames Hockey on your home of the Flames. Sportsnet 960, The Fan.
5:16 to play in the third period in the 41st and final home game of the season for the Flames. And it's been an interesting one. They are tied at 4 with the Golden Knights. We are bringing you this game from the Peter Maher Radio broadcast booth, sponsored by South Point Toyota. The Get In and Go event is on now at South Point Toyota. For the best inventory and the best interest rates of the year, as low as 0%, visit my friends under the tower at South Point Toyota. Face off to Wolf's right. Backlund wins that defensive zone draw and ball. Clear it up the near boards, but not out. Theodore holds it in and slides it down low. And now gets it back. Theodore, top of the near circle. Checked by Backlund, but Smith will pick up the puck and play it far side to McNabb, who shoots, and that shot slides wide of Wolf's net. And puck will ricochet off the boards and back into the Golden Knight zone. We're into the final 5 minutes of the third period now. Puck is thrown down the ice. That pass misses Carlson, and will turn into an icing call. before we run out of time, just a big thank you to Tim Khalil, who has been standing to my left for 11 years and does a phenomenal job producing for us, running that big board, and making games sound good here in Sportsnet 960 The Fan. Thanks, Timmy. It's been a pleasure. Face-off coming up to Samsonov's right. Kadri wins it. Clapton leaves it left point for Hanlon. Slides it in behind the Golden Knights net. It bounces into the near corner to Carlson. And he'll lift it up in the air and down the ice. And that'll be another icing call on the Golden Knights.
Now the last 4 minutes and 39 seconds of this game for the Flames is all about playing with pride. And I mean, it's hard to go out and play in these situations, obviously, but I mean, they'll remember this as well and just how they responded in this situation after all that's happened.
Face off to Samsonov's right. Kadri wins it. Back to the left point to Hanlon. Slides it across the line to Uyghur. Fires a pass into the feet of Huberdeau. Comes up with the puck and knocks it into the near corner to Kadri. Tries to turn behind the net. It's taken down by Theodore as Carlson will corral the puck and give it to Smith, who bounces it off the boards and out. Foot race. Uyghur wins that race with Olofsson and slides the puck to Klapka. He's got a goal in the third period. Klapka stick handles in and drops it. Huberdeau leaves it for Kadri. Kadri throws it to the net off the stick of Klapka and wide. And now White Cloud will work it up the left wing side to Barbashev, who drops it off to Waugh. Crosses the red line, and now the Flames blue line, and gives it back to Barbashev, or tries to at least. The pass is broken up by Rooney. Hutton has it. Hutton takes it in behind the Flames net and plays it left point to Kolasar. Kolasar will dump it in behind the net again. Waugh gets cut off by Beam. It's a Calgary kid. Tries to clear the zone, but gets wrapped up from behind by Waugh. Now the puck gets stuck in his skates. Into the final 4 minutes. Puck to the right point to White Cloud with a shot. Knocked down and cleared out of harm's way by Bahal. Barbashev in the near circle shoots, and Wolf reaches up and calm, cool, and collectively makes a good glove save. And we'll take a break. Our final timeout tonight, and final one of the season here at Scotiabank Saddledome. 3:33 to play in period number 3. The Flames and the Golden Knights tied at 4. We're back to settle the score in a moment. This is Calgary Flames hockey on Sportsnet 960 and streaming on the Sportsnet app.
On air and online, this is your home of Calgary Flames hockey. Brought to you by Homes by Abbey and Country Hills Ford. Sportsnet 960, The Fan.
Country Hills Ford, Brent speaking.
Hey Brent, it's your wife Jody on line 2.
Oh hey, what's up?
I'm looking for a quickie.
A quickie? Now?
Brent, I'm talking about a quick oil change.
You bet, because at Country Hills Ford, we now offer no appointment express lane service.
Fast, friendly, and convenient. Drive in for your no appointment oil change today at Country Hills Ford. Only minutes from the Calgary Airport.
We are Canadian, eh? Let's get in the garden with Spruce It Up. Seeds and grower supplies and starter plants are now in. We have houseplants, new pots, and home decor. Time to spruce up the yard, eh? Call our landscape design team to get your outdoor space ready for summer. Call our team at Prune It Up, as spring is a great time to prune your trees and shrubs. Want the greenest grass on the block? Call now to book your Green It Up lawn fertilizer. Spruce it up, green it up, prune it up. We got you covered.
You're listening to Calgary Flames hockey on your home of the Flames. Sportsnet 960, The Fan.
With 81 games down and 1 to go, the Flames will wrap up the regular season on Thursday night when they'll take to the ice at Crypto.com Arena in Los Angeles, where they'll clash with the Kings. Pat will host Flames warm-up at 6:30 p.m. before he joins Derek for the call of the game from the South Point Toyota broadcast booth at 7:30 Mountain Time.
Well, we've been so lucky to call 41 regular season games from one of the best broadcast locations in the National Hockey League. Where comes in and shoots, and Samsonov makes a blocker save. Mick, you've been to all the rinks now. What's your favorite?
Well, this one, of course.
Yeah, good answer. Rafiev coughs the puck up. Coleman trying to fish it out of the referee's feet. Puck does pop free. Hanley can't corral it as Hurdle will bounce it off a skate. In behind the net to White Cloud. With now 3 minutes remaining in regulation time and the score tied at 4. Saad turns the puck over at center. Backward. Just across the Golden Knights line, but is pulled off the puck by Saad. They give it to Saad. Saad stripped of the puck by Backward. He'll back it up into his own territory to Anderson, and he'll send it out to center to Coronado, who works it up the left wing side to Sharon Govich. Sharon Govich trying to score for a fourth straight game. Fires a sharp angle shot to the net. Frost with a shot. It deflects over top of Samsonov's net. Battle for it along the far boards. And it's picked up by Howden. Knock it out to the neutral zone. Frost being hassled by Howden. Can't control the puck as it ends up popping away from him and in behind the Flames net. Well, I suspect we see two of the Flames' top prospects on Thursday night in Aidar Suniev and Zayn Perk. Expect them to make their National Hockey League debuts when the Flames wrap up their season versus the Kings at Crypto.com Arena.
We're on the same page, Wilsey. I was literally just thinking that exact same thing.
Not a bad consolation prize, I suppose. Sharon Govich in behind the Golden Knights net. Will bank it off the boards back to the right point. Mahal slaps it across the line to Bean. Bean with a shot, and it goes off of Holtz, and the puck deflects over the glass and out of play.
Yeah, I guess that's one thing to just kind of look forward to, is just to see how those guys are and where they are in their development, and kind of be a good test for them. They've now both been around the group for a little bit of time here and probably have a much better understanding of just the systems, how the team wants to play, and it'll be a good test for them after their seasons.
To Zayn Perk's credit, when I talked to him this morning, he told me he didn't want to play this season because that would probably mean the Flames were mathematically eliminated. So that was the right thing to say, even though you know he wants to play.
Well, he also said, too, when he first joined the team in Anaheim, that he wanted to make sure he was ready.
Puck to the left point to McNabb, who slides it across. Theodore holds it, walks the line, and shoots it off a stick and wide to the far corner. Barbashev misses McNabb with a pass. We've got a foot race for it. Theodore's going to get there before Huberdeau, though, and knock it out to the neutral zone ahead to Waugh. Crosses the red line, and now the Flames' blue line. Chips it in and chases it. Gets held up, though, as Anderson will bounce it up the near boards to Ball. He'll flip the puck out. White Cloud will knock it down and give it to Colasar. He's forced to turn back to his own blue line, with now 50 seconds to play in the third period of this 4-4 game. Here's White Cloud. Up the left wing side to Hutton. Gives the puck to Carlson. Spins in. Carlson. Shovel it up the near side to White Cloud, and shoots off the stick of Coleman in behind Wolf's net. Coronado trying to come up with it. Can't. It's picked up instead by Olofsson, who steps in and shoots, and Wolf makes a good glove save.
Been impressed with Dustin Wolf's play in this third period, and again another sharp save. A turnover by the Flames at the blue line, and then a quick strike from the Golden Knights, and something they do really well. They get going the other way in a hurry, and Olofsson getting a good opportunity. But Dustin Wolf, again, I mean, I think one thing we've learned, if he sees it, he's probably going to save it.
And I think the biggest silver lining from this 2024-2025 season has been Dustin Wolf. I think it's safe to say the best homegrown goaltending prospect the Flames have had since Mike Vernon, who had a Hall of Fame career. And with the work Wolf puts in, Vic, I expect them to just keep getting better.
Yeah, I agree. And just with the experience now of having played a full NHL season as well, knowing what to expect with the travel and the workload and all of those things, can only get better.
Here's Theodore with a shot, again gloved by Wolf. I miss hearing that howl.
Well, what I love about this, too, is often, I mean, well, I wouldn't say often, but, you know, in a game, if it means nothing, you would think the fans they're heading out and seats are emptying, but I mean, the Sea of Red, we've talked about them and how great the fans have been. They're all still here in their seats to see this one through right till the end.
I don't see anybody leaving, do you?
Nope.
12 seconds left in the third. The Flames can end it before overtime. Olsen steals it from Coronado, and now McNabb will grab it in behind the net and give it to Theodore. Theodore will skate the puck out to center, and this game will go to overtime, maybe even a shootout. Flames mathematically eliminated from the Stanley Cup playoffs earlier tonight with Wild and Blues wins. They trailed 3-1 through 2 periods of play in this hockey game against the Golden Knights, but you know there's no quit in this Flame squad. They battle back and actually take a 4-3 lead before the Golden Knights on a controversial goal tie it. And it's 4-4 as we head to 3-on-3 overtime.
Yeah, I don't know how many times I've used the word impressive to describe this team and their play and battling back in games, but I think this has to be one of the most impressive comebacks, if not the most. I mean, you get that news likely between periods. You can imagine just how gutted that dressing room was in between the second and third period, and then you come out in the third in a period that doesn't really mean anything except for making sure that you're playing with a lot of pride, and they score 2 goals in 1 minute and 4 seconds. So just once again, a really impressive, resilient effort from this team, and I think that's a huge part of their identity now.
It absolutely is, and some people don't think culture is important.
Massive.
I'm not one of those people.
It is massively important.
The Flames have built a foundation. They have built a culture this season. It starts right at the top with Murray Edwards and the ownership group, and then Robert Hayes and Lorenzo DeSico and the front office staff, and Craig Conroy and Don Maloney and the management group, Ryan Huska and the coaching staff, Michael Backlund and the players. And Mick, when all is said and done, it's maybe going to cost them 6 spots in the draft. Like, who cares?
Yeah.
Would you like to draft 6 spots higher? Sure. But I think having a culture where losing isn't acceptable is way more important.
Well, and having the young players on this team gain that experience, too, of playing in these games and in this situation, I mean, to me, that's invaluable.
Shots on goal in the third period. Favored Vegas, 15-10. The Flames scored 3 of the 4 goals, and we're tied at 4, heading to 3-on-3 overtime. It's Kadri, Huberdeau, and Uyghur for Calgary. Hurdle, Dorofeev, and Theodore for Vegas. Great to hear that Go Flames Go chant one more time. Maybe we'll hear it again tonight, but at least one more time this season. Golden Knights win the opening face-off of OT. Dorofeev tries to thread the needle of Theodore. The pass is picked off by Huberdeau. Huberdeau able to collect the puck and slide it right wing side to Uyghur. Uyghur rolls it into the far corner to Kadri. Kadri will rim it around, a hard rim that ends up sliding all the way down the ice. Huberdeau hustles back to get it. Dorofeev in hot pursuit. Huberdeau taken down by Dorofeev. No penalty call as Uyghur will scoop the puck up and skate it across his blue line and flip it up the far boards looking for Huberdeau. Trying to settle down the bouncing puck, can't, as it's chopped in behind the net by Dorofeev, and Flames will back off the change. Here's Theodore, who's had a phenomenal season, leads the Golden Knights and is tied for 10th in the NHL in points by defenseman with a career-high 55, despite missing 15 games after getting hurt at the Four Nations. From Smith busting in, he shoots, and Wolf makes a blocker stop, and the puck deflects over the glass and into the netting, and it was Riley Smith that banked one in off a skate and off the back of Dustin Wolf to win the game in overtime when these two teams played here back on April 5th.
Well, and that's something that Dustin Wolf would remember, is exactly who it was as a player. That's not something that you forget, but a really sharp blocker save there by Dustin Wolf to keep that puck out of his net.
Faceoff coming up to Wolf's right. Frost will take it versus Carlson. Exactly 1 minute into overtime. Frost wins it. Been good in the face-off circle since the Flames picked him up from the Flyers. Coronado will give the puck to Frost. Skates it across the Golden Knights line. Tries to dangle in, but loses the puck. Finds it, but he can't shoot it. Good stick there by Smith to take it away. Now Smith will scoop it up and drop it off to Carlson. Carlson cuts to the middle of the ice. Leaves it behind for Olofsson. Olofsson across the Flames line. Goes to the backhand and shoots, and Wolf boots that puck beside his net. Anderson will take over in the near corner. Anderson, long pass ahead to Coronado. Backtracks to his blue line and drops it off to Frost as the Flames start to change and the Golden Knights follow suit. Frost will leave it behind for Uyghur. Uyghur slides the left wing side to Kadri. Kadri with a nice move to get around Saad, and now another Kadri. And up the left wing side. Kadri trying to drive the nets, forced behind it by Saad, but he hangs out of the puck and now centers it. Uyghur tries to shoot it, but that shot's blocked by Waugh, and now Samsonov tries to glove it, but loses his stick. Kadri shoots, and Howden blocks that shot and maybe saves a goal. And now Huberdeau trips up Waugh and gets away with one. A battle for it along the near boards. 2:45 left in overtime, and we're still tied at 4 here in the 41st and final home game of the season for the Flames. Can they go out with a bang and with a win? Here comes Saad in. Forced off the puck by Uyghur. And now Huberdeau will grab it and swing it up the near side. It's held in left point by Howden. Howden in the near corner to Saad. As Howden and Uyghur collide, Saad turns in front and centers. Howden checked by Uyghur. A great play to probably take away the game-winning goal. Wow. Uyghur being sandwiched between Howden and Waugh. Puck comes free for Saad. Saad to Howden. Howden circles the net and centers it. Waugh in front. Gives it to Saad, who stick handles and is robbed by Wolf. It's loose in the blue paint. It's still loose. And the Flames finally get a whistle. Holy smokes.
What a series of events on that entire shift. I mean, you think of Mackenzie Uyghur just absolutely smokes Howden at the blue line and then recovers nicely. Howden heads right to the front of the net to try to capitalize, and then this opportunity, and Saad with all by himself in front of Dustin Wolf, who basically does the splits and is still able to make the save as he sprawls out, gets a little bit of help from Nazem Kadri. Jonathan Huberdeau just tucks it into him with his skate for the whistle. Dustin Wolf's been incredible late in this game.
Incredible all season. Puck loose in front of the net. Hurdle finds it, spins and shoots and misses Wolf's net. Now Theodore hit by Sharon Govich. The puck is squared across the ice to Dorofeev. Dorofeev feeds it in front. His pass misses Hurdle, and now Sharon Govich will pick it up and race out to the red line. Sharon Govich and up the right wing side, centers it, Backlund shoots it, and is stopped by Samsonov. A great chance for the Flames captain to end it in OT. Here comes Theodore the other way. Theodore lides it up the left wing side and centers Hurdle to Dorofeev, and he's robbed by Wolf. And now we've got a breakaway. Here comes Anderson all alone. Anderson shoots, and Samsonov makes a blocker save. That was the longest, slowest breakaway I think I've ever seen.
I think Rasmus Anderson thought he had a lot more time than he did.
Comes Coronado now. He'll get the puck in deep, chase it, and catch up to it in the near corner. Coronado looking for his 25th goal of the season. Rims the puck around and ends up going all the way down the ice. And Frost will pick it up with a minute remaining in overtime. Frost speeds in across the Golden Knights line and is checked by Carlson as Hurdle will take over. Hurdle being chased by Frost, swings it up the near side to Carlson. Coronado in a hot pursuit of him as Carlson will park behind his net. As the fans get back into this game again, they've been great this season. Smith across the red line, and now the Flames blue line. Smith centers it, and Olofsson shoots it, and Wolf makes a sensational save. And now Kadri to Coronado, but there's a whistle. Why? That's what Wolf's asking.
Yeah, he looks pretty hot. So does Mackenzie Uyghur, but what a save.
Wolf gloved it.
2-on-1 rush. He gloves it, and then the ref, I believe, blew the whistle, and nobody could hear it because the building was so loud cheering for Dustin Wolf on the save. But, I mean, he played that puck really quickly. I don't know why the ref would blow the whistle there.
Dustin Wolf actually tied with Hurricanes' Pyotr Kochetkov for the league lead and assist by goaltenders with 3. That might have been 4.
Yeah. Incredible save, and then he's so good at playing the puck, and we saw it right there.
Oh, would have been a good way to wrap up the final home game of the season. An assist to Dustin Wolf on the game-winning goal. Would have been fitting. Anderson dodges the check from Carlson. Backs up into the near corner and slides the puck to Kadri. Kadri will cross the red line. And now the Golden Knights blue line. Kadri protects it and now drops it. Anderson holds it. Anderson circles the net, and Carlson knocks it off his stick before it can make a shot or a pass. And now Huberdeau has it behind the net. Huberdeau to Kadri with a shot, but it deflects just wide. Huberdeau's got it again. Huberdeau walks it up the near boards. He's running out of time. The Flames trying to get a last-second shot off Kent, and this game is going to be decided in a shootout. It is 4-4 following 65 minutes.
Well, we know the Flames like to keep things exciting, and I mean, here we are. It's a really solid overtime and chances at both ends of the ice. The last one from Nazem Kadri just off to the side of the net. He almost puts it away. Rasmus Andersson had a great opportunity as well as he was working for a wraparound, but some good looks there for the Flames.
Flames have actually been good in shootouts this season, Mick. They are 4-2. The Golden Knights not so much. They are 1-4.
Well, and Dustin Wolf too. I mean, I think for me anyways, when I see a game going to a shootout and you have Dustin Wolf in that, I mean, as a player, you'd have a ton of confidence in some of the saves that he's able to make and how dialed in and competitive he is. So that's I mean, for me, that's now turned into a natural reaction in that, you know, Dustin Wolf is the guy to get the job done.
So a little bonus time for the Flames and for their fans in their final home game of the season. If you're just joining us, the Flames needed to win and get some help on the Alberta Ford Dealers out-of-town scoreboard. Still have a chance to win, but they did not get the help they needed. The Wild score with 22 seconds remaining in regulation time with their goaltender on the bench and with an extra attacker on the ice to force overtime and clinch his playoff spot. And that was it, as Blues got blown out. Sharangovich, the first shooter for the Flames. Yegor Sharangovich, who has scored in 3 straight games, comes in wide right, glides to the middle, shoots, and is stopped by Ilya Samsonov. Nice blocker save by the Golden Knights goaltender.
Sharangovich coming down the right side, cutting to the middle, and he was trying to go blocker side, but no dice.
First shooter for the Golden Knights will be Victor Olofsson. One-on-one with Dustin Wolf. Olofsson picks it up on the red line. Comes it up the right wing side. Stick handles towards the net. Deeks shoots and hits the goal post. Kiss that post, Dustin. Wolf gets a little help from his friend.
Now, a nifty little move by Olofsson. He looked like he might have had Wolf beat there. Brings it off the post.
The second shooter is Matt Coronado. They'll pick up the puck at the red line. Coming up the left wing side. Coronado cuts to the hash marks. Stick handle shoots and hits the post. Goal posts at both ends on consecutive shots.
Oh, this is unbelievable. Looked like Matt Coronado had Samsonov beat as well. Came up the left side, tried to go top corner and rings it right off the bar.
And now it's the leading goal scorer for the Golden Knights, Pavel Dorofeev. Comes it up the middle of the ice. Dorofeev to the backhand, outweighted by Wolf, who makes a glove save.
Now you could tell Dustin Wolf was giving Dorofeev absolutely nothing there and pushing over. We talked about his edges from the right side to the left side and just waited Dorofeev out.
And now it's Morgan Frost, who snapped a 25-game goalless streak earlier tonight. Can he get the shootout winner? Comes in with speed up the left wing side, slows down, cuts to the middle, Frost shoots and scores! Morgan Frost fires the puck over the outstretched glove of Ilya Samsonov, and he gives the Flames a 1-0 lead in the shootout.
Now Frost comes down the left side with a head of steam and does the old stoppy, slows up, cuts to the middle, and then rips that one far side by Samsonov. A great shot.
Now it's Shea Theodore who has to score. He comes in quickly, goes to the backhand, and hits the crossbar. Game over. Flames win. And for the final time this season, the sea of red rises here at Scotiabank Saddledome. Despite being mathematically eliminated from the Stanley Cup playoffs late in the second period of this hockey game when the Wild and the Blues both won, and trailing the Golden Knights 3-1 through 2 periods of play, there's no quit in this Flame squad. None. They battle back in the third and complete their league co-leading 10th third period comeback win of the season. in their 41st and final home game inside of the Sea of Red in this 2024-2025 season. The Flames raised their sticks to salute their fantastic fans following a thrilling 5-4 shootout victory over the Golden Knights. Good night, Golden Knights. And thank you, fans. Thank you for a fantastic season inside of Scotiabank Saddledome.
I was wondering how this Flames team was going to come out in the third period, and I mean, I don't think the words impressive or resilient or any of those do justice to what they just did in this third period, and just continues to show what a great group they have here, what a great core and a bright future.
Nick, you can tell they don't want to leave the ice. I don't know about you, but when I got to the rink today, it didn't feel like potentially the final home game of the season.
No.
And I know I talked to some coaches and players, they felt the same way.
Yeah.
I don't know, they say time flies when you're having fun, and this season has been a lot of fun. As much of a kick in the gut tonight was, it's been a lot of fun. Hard to believe that they will not play another game in this building until next September, and not another meaningful game inside of the Sea of Red until next October. And who knows what the team will look like when they return for the 2025-2026 season. "81 games down, 1 game to go." And here are tonight's Equus 3 stars.
Goal and an assist, number 91, Nazem Kadri. Golden Knights, number 20, Brandon Saad. And your first start tonight from your Calgary Flames with a goal. How about it? Number 43, Adam Klapka.
All right, there are your 3 stars as selected by our own Pat Steinberg, who has the unenviable task of picking the 3 stars at every home game. Really feels like a no-win proposition most nights, but Pat does a great job. And powered by Equus, delivering reliable power to businesses, farms, and homes in rural Alberta. Choose community. Choose Equus. Join the province's largest power co-op at equs.ca. The 3rd star in this hockey game, and